7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to week 4 of the Oversight Hyperlux Qualifier. We are His and Hers Live. I'm Juka. You guys can call me Judy.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Andrew. We're back at it again. Another full 6 games for us to watch the best players in the game go after it. We have the qualifiers today, so we're going to be looking for the top 10 teams out of the day to go Friday into the finals. And I assume it's going to be spicy. We always have a couple new teams in here with a couple new strategies. We've been seeing lots of crypto, a lot of Bangalore, a lot of crazy different combinations of plays. So I'm looking forward to another day, Juka. How about you?
I am too. I mean, I'm on still a little bit of a high from yesterday's really fun tournament to watch some of the players. We had 20 pro players in that event yesterday. So this is going to be an entire pro event tonight. We have 20 teams. Most of the teams are in Pro League, but they are all fighting for a top 10 spot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the teams here. And right there in front of your face, you guys see 100 Thieves, Bots, CLG, Elevate, Esports, Arena, FaZe, First Attempt, Furia, HEC, Karasuno, Luminosity Gaming, MPS, NRG. We have some stacked teams in here tonight. I am actually really surprised to see some of these, and I'm excited for the games tonight.
Yes, we have a handful of teams that are generally not in the qualifiers due to them just being so good that they don't ever have to qualify. So it should be interesting to see them up against some of the newer teams that we've had in the qualifiers the past few weeks. So yeah, looking forward to it and looking forward to seeing if they can perform once again in a qualifier event.
I think tonight's going to be a good night. Again, some amazing teams in here, all fighting for a top 10 spot. There's definitely going to be some heartbreaks. Guys, go ahead and grab your drinks, grab your snacks now, because you're not going to want to miss any of the action. These games are knocked out fast and furious. We will hardly take any breaks in between each game. We have a lot of action coming up for you. We have 3 games on World's Edge, 3 games on Storm Point. I'm actually not sure which one we're starting on tonight. We might be starting on Storm Point, but I will see in a moment. I know they swap every week. Now, there's a little bit of a winter break, so we're not going to be back with Hyperlux until the new year. So this is the last event that we are working on for 2022. Make sure you guys mark your calendars because we are only a few weeks away from the playoff finals. Now, some of the teams that are performing the best so far in this whole series, I'm surprised that we're seeing them tonight in the qualifiers. The fact that we're seeing NRG, the top team overall with points for the series, they're fighting to qualify just for the 5K on Friday.
Yeah, it's one thing that's been happening recently is we've seen teams that are just super dominant for a couple weeks and then they kind of fall off for a couple weeks. So not a whole lot of consistency overall with the teams. And that's one thing we've been watching. We've had a couple teams that have been performing really well last year are doing pretty measly this year. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the new meta of characters that we're seeing or what's happening. But yeah, keeping a close eye on some of those teams. You probably know who they are. I don't probably need to say it.
And another thing we want to say here is, guys, we are content creators first and foremost. We love casting these events. We love working on these events, but I can't stream without having chat up. So I see you guys. I want to see some hype in chat. I want to see the teams that you're cheering for. I want you guys to tell how handsome Andrew's looking this evening. It's like you knew I was going to say that or something. We should have ironed your shirt, Andrew. We should have ironed that shirt. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Man.
It's about as wrinkle free as I get. And no, I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm super hyped about it. 6 games, clean slate, 0 points. And once again, we have a lot of players that are new trying to come into this scene right now. And we have some of those teams in this lobby. They're trying to make a name for themselves. And now that they have some of the big teams that they can potentially get some clips on tonight, we'll see if they can do it.
All right. So we're getting game 1 started here in just a moment. And like I said, we have some great teams this evening. We have NRG competing. We have 100 Thieves. We have Tripods. Tripods have been not playing as well in the Oversight series the last couple of weeks, but they are a team, like I said, that I've seen the most improvement with the last 6 months on the Apex scene, without a doubt. We even have Furia tonight. So be expecting some wow moments, some crazy gameplay. I always love to see Furia. They're one of my favorite teams to watch because you never know what they're going to do, where they're going to attack from, where they're going to come from, and the crazy rotations that they're going to take. So we're going to have a lot of good action for you guys tonight.
Yeah. We're gonna have, like you said, Furia. They've been playing some interesting comps, so I'm always looking forward to see what they're running. You know, are they gonna break the Catalyst out? Are we doing some crypto stuff? We've seen Revenant stuff recently, so you know these tournaments, especially the qualifiers, are battlegrounds where you can try new things, try new rotations, potentially try different strategies. So yeah, a lot of spice potentially today.
Okay, well, I'm going to say, since you brought up Revenant, I'm going to go out on a limb and maybe even do a little side bet with you on this. I don't think we're going to see any Revenant in any of the 6 games. Are you saying we're going to?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now you're scared. You don't want to take me up on that bet. Okay, fine.
No, I don't think we are, but I'm always interested to see what they try to throw in. You know,
Okay.
trying new stuff is definitely what we've seen in the qualifiers, especially. So I'm always looking forward to it.
All right, guys, keep in mind, again, it is top 10 that qualify. There's no prize money on the line. This is a qualifier. 20 teams competing. 10 are going to move forward to the $5,000 finals. This is a weekly event, although there is going to be a little bit of a winter break. So the next time you will see us will not be until 2023. Easy that I'm saying that. Is a
2023?
Yeah, I think so. I always have to second guess myself. You know, I can't remember what age I am and what year it is. I think that's just a side effect of getting older. But anyway, yeah, so top 10 will qualify and move forward to the next week. To later this week to compete for $5,000.
Yeah, I don't know. If it were me, if it was me in the qualifiers here, I'm trying. I'd be an entry team. You know, I'd be trying to prove myself, trying to do the best I absolutely could. And some of the newer teams have been getting, you know, bottom 5 consistently. So, you know, I don't know what kind of backing they have, but I'm looking forward to some of the newer teams doing well today. So potentially some of the new names in the top 10 pushing out once again some of the teams that we've seen over the last couple years nonstop. And I don't know. I love upcoming teams personally.
Yep. And I see a couple of questions in chat asking about who's playing and what's going on. Guys, there's a couple of commands. They're in the stream title, but I will go ahead and let you know. You can do ! now if you want to know the current scores, but you can type that. There's nothing because we haven't even started yet. But during the games, after game 1, you can go ahead and start typing that command in chat. Also, ! LIQUI. That'll give you updates of all the details and dates and times of the events that are coming up. LIQUI. Kind of like short for Liquipedia. But, you know, no need of making y'all type that all out. Also, ! finals. The finals, this is split 2. The playoffs are going to be in the end of January, second to last week of January, $20,000 in addition to the 5Ks every single week. And you can do ! Discord if you guys want to join the Hyperlux Discord, know a little bit more about what they have going on, because they don't just do Apex events. They have events across the board, across so many different games, and they'll run giveaways and whatnot. So if you want to be more involved in the Hyperlux community, make sure you join their Discord.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if you guys, once again in chat, if you guys have any teams that you want to see during or want us to talk about during the event, let us know. We got you guys up fresh on the screen. And I don't know, Jacob, what teams do you think are going to perform well today? You saw the list. Is it going to be Tripod's time to make another charge? They've done well recently. I know NRG has done consistently pretty well compared to some of the other teams at the top there. And I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm surprised that NRG and Fury are in here. Those are 2 of the teams that I would say have just been playing really, really strong recently. I'm surprised that they're in here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the top 5. Both of them in the top 5.
That's cool. I got you. Another team that I've been keeping an close eye on is the FaZe team. You know, we've got Snipedown, who historically has a ton of experience in Apex, but their team hasn't quite proved themselves yet, even though they have Slurp, who is an aim god, and you have Abrelli, who has all the experience too. So you get 3 of these really, really high skilled players together, and we're still waiting to see if they can consistently perform. So that's another team I'd be keeping a close eye on.
Okay, and the players are in the dropship. Game 1 has officially started. Can we see some hype in chat? Let's go. Let's hope for some spicy gameplay, some spread out fights, so we can see all of the action. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just turning on the stream, you are seeing the very, very first game. Players are still in the air flying in, and you can already see that we're going to have a beautiful north side end.
No contested areas on the map. Everyone is pretty well confirmed a drop spot here. We do have only one team in Commetizer. That is one area that you see oftentimes contested because it is a pretty juicy spot. No teams really taking Geyser except for just one person looting it. So, yeah, everyone has a really, really nice spread on the map right now and should get pretty solid loot. So, no shenanigans yet in game one.
Okay, and we're taking a look over at 100 Thieves as they are looting up. 100 Thieves typically land over in Skyhook, typically have somewhat of a safe drop. Triple white shields on them right now. I know they're not happy with that yet, but they have plenty of time. The other team that is also right up near them in Skyhook is going to be Tripods. But let's go ahead and jump to the other side of the map, and we can see a little bit better loot as we are looking at a beautiful aerial view of Big Mod.
Yeah, let's see. We've seen 100 Thieves attack tripods quite often in Skyhook. So that's one potential early fight that we might be seeing. And 100 Thieves were feeling pretty confident about that fight. I could tell for a few weeks, but if you recall, tripods started putting up a pretty good fight, and it scuffed a few of the tournaments for 100 Thieves. So maybe they're second guessing that early fight against tripods in Skyhook.
Yep. Well, teams like Karasuno, they do have a really far way to trek, as this map, we said it did look like it was heading to a north end zone. The Senox Crust alongside Dupe there, probably going to opt to go through the tunnel. If they do, they might go right up against 100 Thieves and or Tripods.
Think about Dupe filling in.
I love it. Really strong fill. Hey, I'll have Dupe fill in anytime. Anytime there's an opening, yeah. I feel like he's just such a solid player. Dupe is someone that I've even had the pleasure of playing with. That he can play with many a different levels of players. The fact that I remember we had a glorious rank grind with him not too long ago, and there they are already facing 100 Thieves. Not where I thought they were going to, but Andrew, there's a third party nearby. You saw there was a team coming from the survey area as well.
Yeah, it's a really popular building right there. It does have the survey beacon on the roof. So you will often see multiple teams heading for that really early on to try to get a good Valk flight into a safe spot. And it does look like Sentinels with Dupe on board today did get that scan first. So all the other teams that were trying to get there no longer have any idea where the map is heading.
All right, it looks like we're being told it's not Dupe, maybe just a troll name. It's a duplicate on Dupe. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, these players often do name changes, and so most of the time
we're not
who the hell is actually playing.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're not given that information. If they change their name, we know what name they're using, and that's all the information we have. But
yeah, we didn't have any different calls with the team today, so I'm unaware of any potential
fake dupe indeed. All right, taking a couple of shots across the way, not connecting those shots as they wanted to, so I'm not sure if they're going to want to move up on this, but they're going to. They're in a little bit of a pickle here. And they're going to push this, Andrew. It's always ballsy to be the first two teams fighting, especially in an area like Fragment, which is so central on the map, and with every single team alive. And I do already see our very first knock, and that's going to be on Guild.
Guild in the chat. We know Guild is one of the best roller players in the game. Going down first here, and it does look like we have a pretty spicy fight. Great double crack with the flat line there. It's a pretty good call out. And we do have Smiley looking like they might take this win here, as it is a 2v2 at the moment, actually. Really good wingman shots.
And they eliminate Stormtroopers. They did lose Sang in the process, but they're going to be able to res him, hopefully before any third parties can make their way up here. And you know what? With all the Catalyst goop at both sides of the door, it would kind of take a while before you could break in there anyway.
Ooh, Tripod's taking some damage. They're in the tunnel in the very back near the zip line. We all know that area pretty well, and it does look like they're being pushed back. Gent going down. You do not want to see that for Tripods. Gent, one of the key reasons for their recent success, and it does look like they might have to take the zip line out of here unless they can get a quick knock or some huge damage here, or they might stay in 2v3 this, but worst case, they can take the zip and try to get out of here. So we'll see what they're going to do. Jigga, what would you do?
Nick is providing some awesome cover fire. I would stay hold ground. You know, there's a wide open area that they would kind of have to push across. As long as Deeds and Nick can just, keep on those little headies right there, they should be able to, look at this, grab the banner, take a bit of damage in the process, but now you dip.
Ow.
Now
Okay.
it's time to get the heck out of there. Okay, this little no-name here, Seer ult is down. Luminosity Gaming going right up against another squad.
Yeah, Luminosity, they're all in the back corner. They have a Caustic? Yeah, they do have a Caustic, so they're just all sitting in the very back, and they're full pushing out into the garage. I think that might be a bad play. They probably thought they had one person singled out, but it was the entire team in the garage. They might pay for that swing, and it does look like NRO 2v2 situation here.
All right, Rocker healing up. Going to hide behind his teammate's knockdown shield and maybe try to get a res here. Both teams doing some. ESA eliminated in the kill feed at the same time. LG also doing a little bit of a reset healing. Maybe getting a couple of gas traps down. RE45, I would say LG. I don't know how they lose this fight here. And this gun is the reason why. And dodging that seer scan is so huge. To not have those wall hacks on your entire body for the next 6 or 7 seconds. It's just a deal breaker when that happens.
You see, LG had one of them knocked, and
Yes.
they were unable to push, I think, because of the Horizon Tactical in the doorway. Really good use of the Horizon Tactical. If you're fighting in a building like that, especially in that particular building, you can't really get to the garage quickly unless you walk all the way around. So the Horizon Tactical really, really useful there to block the door.
Okay, I see a ring of fire, and that makes me so excited because I love Fuse. That arc does get the crack and the knock on Messiah, and Elevate's going to want to walk up on this. They have them surrounded from the front and the back here. Impulse knocked, and Rack out.
Rack out, and we do have NRO, the team that was just fighting in the no-name over near Fragment. They are going to push up here and try to get this third party. And it does look like we are getting Mercy down. Naughty with the impeccable car shots. Going to go try to heal up. And they're going to 3v2 whatever team is left over here.
All right. I cannot stand fighting in the zone, but here we have it.
It's not looking good.
It is not looking good. Cyril down, having to dodge that grenade. Great shots. A high ground. 2 players right below. I think NRO can pull this off.
Yeah, for sure. This is looking like a pretty easy fight as E8 is eliminated there. And that was a third party. And LG coming in to fourth party. And it does look like NRO might pay for that. All fighting in the zone here. LG said, hey, if you're going to third party, we're going to be the fourth party. And NRO eliminated there. So back to back to back third parties. LG is going to be the last party involved. And so they're going to get the spoils. They're going to have about 6 to 9 loot boxes. And they're feeling pretty good about it.
Why are so many teams down at Geyser right now? That was just disgusting of how much death we just witnessed right down there. They have a far trek to make, and they're going to not run into anyone. As you can already see, pretty much everyone else is in the next zone. I think this is the spot to be, and we should see FaZe here. They're going to try to take some of this loot, and they're going to have a 3v3 as they walk up.
Yeah.
Both teams trying to grab height, but you can see the charge rifle from CLG. I believe someone on CLG, it looked like, was shooting with the charge rifle from so far away. Kind of griefing that fight.
Yeah, whenever you're about to have a 3v3 like that, you're always looking around to see if there's a potential third party. And right when the charge rifle shots came in from the third party, both teams back way up. They know even if they win that fight, they're probably just going to die to that third party. So no point in fighting.
All right, FaZe wanting to walk up on this. I don't think they have any kills yet. One of the players is Flesh. They can be aggressive here. Snipe down leading the play.
That 301 long distance aim is something else. We're going in here with Snipe down with the wingman.
That charge rifle's still griefing them in the back, though. That's going to be a bit of an issue.
Pushing up to the car, trying to take some space, looking at the fingertips and no heartbeats around. So it does look like they pushed whatever team that was off into the distance, and they're going to take the bridge. Although it's not even in zone, they're just trying to clear their back really quick.
Okay. We are already down quite a few teams. I feel like this has been an aggressive start to the first game. Sometimes we see that. I feel like first game jitters almost, or, you know, depending on the zone. But look at this staging. Every single building is already occupied at staging. We already see the tunnel is more than double occupied. HEC hanging out here. I like this position that they're in. and they're going to just try to prevent any team from pushing in the backside of the tunnel.
It's a winning spot right there. We see a lot of teams win once they get the spot, especially if they have a Watson and they can kind of hold it down.
I
One
fully
thing they
agree.
have to watch for is that rock right above them is an oob, and the team can drop right on their heads. Furia is fighting 100 Thieves and looks like it is a 2v3 situation, and Furia looks like they're dominating this fight as they push in. 100 Thieves trapped inside the trailer and on Flesh. Anmu going down, and they're just going to barge in and finish up the 100 Thieves just like that. It's just so easy the way they do it.
Wow, Furia with 7 kills already this game. I'm pretty sure they are frying this game.
Did you see what comp? Yeah, they have a Bangalore Bloodhound, dude. If I could pay I'd pay someone if my team would run that.
Okay, I get the hint. Every single night this man
Bangalore
asked me to
Bloodhound. I mean,
run. Every single
Bangalore
night this man
Bloodhound
asked me to
is
play Bloodhound.
Such a fun combination for aggressive fighting.
Sentinel's in a great spot. Sentinel's playing for late game. I love it. Now they didn't have to travel far from where they landed. You can also see MPS flying in right now. Not sure if there's anywhere available for them. They're gonna probably take the backside, but HEC might have a line of sight on them as they try to fight for a north side. And they lost Pow Pow in the process. Pow Pow, I'm not sure how he got called out, but oof, you do not want to lose your Newcastle. One of the legends that provides such amazing cover for the rest of the team with all of his abilities. And they're going to try to get this res. HEC could be aggressive and walk up, but there is still another team in the tunnel, so I doubt they want to lose their position.
HEC is going to stay put. FaZe is going to try to get a little bit of an angle over here and see what they can do. We have Smiley also heading over to Beacon Building, which is already claimed by Furia. They're just sitting on the beacon, gobbling up the zone knowledge. And it does look like they maybe... No, they have been seen. There's going to be no sneak attack here. Smiley going to take a couple shots, maybe trying to level up armor here, but probably a fight they don't want to take at this point. I imagine they're going to Valk over, but they don't have a Valk, interestingly.
That's
they're
good.
opting to use a Catalyst instead of a Valk.
All right, Sang down, very low health, about half, only about 60 health to his name. But Smiley and Furia, 2 of the leading teams so far this game, they both have the most kills. So, you know what? They're both feeling pretty good. I don't know if they're fighting the team that has a few more kills than them, but let's take a look from Furia as Panders is on the ult, and you just cannot stop a Bloodhound on their ult. But you know what? Someone is giving him a run for his money, and Smiley go down in that fight right there. More kills to Furia's name as they're going to make their way into the next zone.
To me, that was like poking a bee's nest.
I don't
know.
know.
You walk up, you poke, you poke, and then they just swarm you. I don't see... They didn't really have any good positioning.
Who were the bees? Furia?
Furia were the bees, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood the analogy.
There wasn't really... Once they saw that they didn't have a sneak attack, they couldn't 3-2-1 somebody, they didn't have really big entry damage. I don't know. I don't like the position they were fighting off of.
Okay, can Furia hold off Luminosity Gaming now? Luminosity looking at them. They're out in the open. Yanya played so well in yesterday's tournament. Was really happy. I saw this man right here have many a 1v3s in the TSM tournament. The random Royale event. He must still be feeling pretty good from that.
iPod's playing pretty split. They're trying to hold down the entrance to that tunnel as well as potentially take shots at this building where Furia is located, and yeah, they're pinging it. Now they're all 3 pushing up, so they might be getting back shots on Furia right now. And yeah, free shots on the back of Furia. Nick Merck's going down in the process. His Watson absolutely one-magging Nick Merck's there. So yeah, once again, the bee's nest is being poked and immediately paying for it. Furia is eliminated. They were sandwiched there. So whichever team they were fighting on the bridge,
it was
LG did end up cleaning them up. So
okay, Yanya. Oh my, is that not one of the most satisfying Apex things you could possibly see? I love watching this man's POV. You could just keep me on his POV for the rest of the tournament and I would be happy. Great shots out of Yanya. LG in a low ground, usually not a good spot to be, but you know what? I dare anyone to drop on him. Try him.
Gent can't be mad at that. That was some roller on roller violence right there. Yanya, one of the absolute best aimers in the game right now. We saw last night Yanya in the 100K tournament was doing more of the same, absolutely demolishing people. So Yanya is definitely had the energy drink and plenty of sleep.
All right, they're going through it a bit right now, but Gibby, love to see Gibby back on World's Edge for comp. Gives the team a nice little safe space for a short amount of time. No bubble for a bit now, though, but so they are extremely vulnerable as they have to rotate without that extra cover. But we're down to 10 squads. Half of the lobby, exactly half of the lobby is eliminated.
Tripods do get Nick back up. They're going to rotate around through the tunnel, and they do have a spot they can play in the top side. It's definitely not pulling up there. At some point, they're going to have to slide down that hill into survey camp, which is a, you know, it's a fun slide, but it's often a deadly slide. They're going to have to fight, actually, for the entrance of the tunnel. Nice 102 there from Sorcerer, and this is FA. Tripods is close by. This is FA, and then that could be Tripods in the tunnel entrance there.
Those are some great shots out of first attempt, as you just saw there. The ult was down. They're going to have to dodge some of these grenades. And this is a fight that cannot be avoided. These two teams have to fight. You see at the map where there's only one little opening to the choke. And you know what? Both teams are probably going to die shortly after this fight. It's just a matter of who can get these kill points. Nick with just a sliver of health. Deeds with a sliver of health.
They do have a nice little box they can play here. All the grenades have been thrown. FA is eliminated, and it does look like Tripod's going to go out as well here as the third party. No, it's a 1v.
Nick and Deeds are still alive.
Yeah, it's a 2v1.
Nick and Deeds still alive. They have no health, really. Hardly any health. They cannot strafe over into the zone at all. Oh, Deeds. Deeds is swinging wide, and they do clean it up. Karasuno eliminated. Tripods are going to be able to get a reset, drop the shield swaps, and no one's pushing up. No one can push up on this. What a good fight. Good patience out of Tripods.
Yeah, they got pretty lucky there. They had one box that they could play, and it ended up pinching two teams together, and they were able to clean that up. Yeah, Tripods with a really nice fight there.
All right. Luminosity Gaming. I don't know how they got eliminated, but they absolutely just did right there, and you can see Snipe Down backing up to heal. They do have to walk into the next zone. 6 squads left. We're about to see some of the final fights.
What do you think about the fighting so far, Jig? It's been
the fighting has been
nice and spread out.
It has been. I want to say thank you to all the players for spreading your fights out. I feel like we've seen every single bit of the action, and it's been nonstop action. I love this.
There are some games where everyone tries to play end zone and there's literally no fights, and then everyone fights at the same time, so there's absolutely nothing to watch. But they've been giving us a really good show so far. I appreciate it.
All right, pretty late Valk ult. Where are FaZe going to go? They're going to try to take a snowy edge here outside of the building. I like this position. Now, someone could get aggressive and take their high ground. They might try to play a little bit split.
Really like the Jin right there. Yeah, you can see it's already eating a bunch of tactical missiles from a Valkyrie. They're probably going to play right on that Watson Jin. That's a super strong character to have late game for that exact reason.
Yeah, FaZe already with 7 kills, I'm pretty sure, and a couple of teams here just frying. FaZe so far the leading team with points. Oh no, excuse me, they're tied with Tripods. FaZe and Tripods have the same number of kills. All right, this is going to be a big game, and will definitely set the pace for the rest of the tournament. One team do you see them all bunched together in there, Andrew? Not even, they said it's not even worth it. That is bots. Bots. It's so hard to push. No fences down there. I'm not sure if the fences have been getting blown up, but you know, oh, that's so weird. In that third person, now I see all the fences on OXG's trailer. Bots didn't have as many in theirs. CLG and FaZe. One wall separating them.
That's the problem. You can see the zone's going to pull to the center of the survey camp. And so FaZe that we're watching right now knows they're going to have to fight CLG in the building at some point. They're trying to get entry damage, trying to do something, but they're probably, the zone's going to close in 7 seconds, and they're just going to be smushed into each other, and it's not going to be good.
I think that they're going to probably just try to grab height of the building and just slowly walk it in. You see they're pinging. They want to go to the left side of the circle. That makes sense. Avoid the 2 teams in the trailers and just stay on that side, so there's just no one that has the line of sight on them.
With this many teams, your fingers are crossed that the zone pull comes towards you, and when it doesn't, you just have to coin flip and see how many kills you can get and potentially get lucky and get the win. So here we go. FaZe going in, taking the trailer, and Protectful going down. OXG getting big pressure from FaZe here. FaZe is looking for armor swap. Slurp gets the armor swap. And we're going to get in the building. Super low health. Yeah, FaZe
would be
taking the brunt.
Great if he could get Abruzzelli back up. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. He actually might be able to. All right, you can see Tripods in an aggressive spot on high ground. That ult is going to give them a little bit of trouble as they're getting slowed down, trying to avoid it. Shooting, it looks like bots. OXG eliminated. And they're desperately trying to get in that little trailer right there. They had poked out to try to do some damage.
And they're looking back at Sentinels who are in the building and going any second to jump out and third party this trailer fights. Here they come. Here come Sentinels. Actually opting to not jump towards Tripods.
It looked like Gent tried to throw a respawn beacon out on the doorway to kind of block them inside. I don't think it ended up going down, but great shots right before going down. Deeds the last person on Tripods. Tripods eliminated. CLG also eliminated. Bots, all 3 players up as they are going to take the dub. And you know what? That trailer play wins. That trailer play wins indeed. Bots, GG.
Yeah, the zone pulled right. That's the trailer they had. So bots.
Yes, that was their trailer.
Bots got pretty lucky there. You saw Tripods try to push towards their trailer, but couldn't actually get in because there were so many other teams shooting around them. So really fortunate zone pull there for the bots. All the teams were in a great position to potentially win the game. When the zone pulls directly to your trailer and you're the last one with any type of shelter like that, the odds are you're gonna win if you can prevent people from getting it. So pretty lucky for bots in that game, but well played.
Yeah, Tripods are going to get a lot of points that game, though, as well as Furia, Luminosity Gaming. Some teams there really did have a lot of kills, even though they didn't get the placement they wanted, but they had a lot of KP. So, points are going to... Oh, that is so satisfying. Yanya. Saucerer there as well. This was a really good fight that Tripods had. That was a great first game, I will say. Honestly, one of the best first games I've seen in this entire qualifier split 2. Because we've had to see so much of the action.
Yeah, all the crypto ults going off there at the end, just stunning everyone, breaking everyone's shields. Yeah, having shelter when the other team doesn't is very fortunate. And yeah, that's the goal, is if you can get central in the POI that you know it's gonna land on, you know, there's a 10-20% chance the zone's gonna pull towards you. These teams have seen all the zone pulls before, so yeah. Really good game for bots in game 1. They're going to be stoked to have dub in the big points there.
Yeah, nice lead going into the rest of the games for this qualifier. Now, remember, guys, first place, yes, it feels good to get first place, but it doesn't count at all towards your points for the playoffs, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. They just want to get top 10 so they can play in the finals, which will be on Friday, and that's where the points matter. Not only can you win $5,000 on Friday, but you also get points which will accumulate to an overall playoffs that happen every 6 weeks. But let's take a look at the game 1 scores. Bots in first place with 6 kills, giving them a total of 18 points. FaZe in second with 10 kills and 14 points. Tripods had 8 kills that game with 13 overall. CLG and Furia rounding out your top 5 for game 1.
NRG was 0 points there is one interesting thing on the board.
They were a duo.
Oh yeah, and there are leaders so far in the series, so always interesting to see that data come in. And also Tripods, FaZe, 2 teams that I said I wanted to keep a close eye on, both performing really well that game. And we saw Tripods losing players throughout the entire game. You saw Nick Merckx get down early, you saw Jenk get down, but they were able to somehow survive that tunnel fight, and a 3rd place after that crazy game for Tripods. They're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, no, there was a lot. The fights down at Geyser, too. So many teams we lost early there as well.
Yeah, well, guys, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with game number 2 on World's Edge. See you in a sec. To jump out and third party this trailer fights. Here they come. Here come Sentinels. Actually opting to not jump towards Tripods.
It looked like Gent tried to throw a respawn beacon out on the doorway to kind of block them inside. I don't think it ended up going down, but great shots right before going down. Deeds the last person on Tripods. Tripods eliminated. CLG also eliminated. Bots, all 3 players up as they are going to take the dub. And you know what? that trailer play wins. That trailer play wins indeed. Bots GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Oversight, presented by Hyperlux. Move forward, taking resources out of the hands of Dark Zero, giving them over to HEC and making him feel confident. Crook and Hill, both shieldless, still get to move on in this 2v2. HEC go down, and Dark Zero claim their second win of the day.
All right. We are back, and I told you guys we're not taking much of a break between each and every game tonight. It is going to be non-stop action. We're getting to the lobby already set up for game 2. We're going to knock out all 6 games. We have 2 more games on World's Edge before we move over to Storm Point. And again, great games from all of the teams to get started. I'm not sure if the third for NRG will be joining them for the rest of the game, so they can hopefully get some points and at the very least get a good practice out of tonight. But like I said, I wonder if maybe the fact that they're leading so far from the series overall, that they're just not as pressured to get points. They're, maybe already feeling like they've made it into the playoffs. But I will say anything can happen, and I would at the very least want to view this as a good practice.
For sure, yeah. One thing also that I noted that game, do you recall the Geyser fight where there were like 4 or 5 teams that all kind of killed each other?
Yeah.
I would note, guys, it was, do you recall the 2 last teams that were fighting? It was NRO versus...
I think Luminosity cleaned up that fight. They were the last team there. I'm pretty sure it was LG.
Yeah, but it was LG who cleaned it up, but NRO was fighting a team in the little... It was a 3v2. NRO was 3, and the other team had 2.
Okay.
Anyways, NRO had 3 players, and they were up against 2 players. I feel like you have to stay healthy and be prepared for the third party. NRO had a 3v2, which is a very easy situation for them to win. But they let themselves get super low during the 3v2. I feel like you either need to just back up and abandon it and try to survive as a team, or you need to decisively win that 3v2 and don't leave yourself susceptible to dying like they did to LG.
In their defense, they were the 3rd or 4th team that showed up to a fight in the zone, so far away from the next zone, so they probably thought they were the last team there.
You're never the last team. What do you mean you thought you were the last? Have you played Apex before?
I have, but there's just, why were so many people fighting down in Geyser when they needed to go up to Survey that late? Everyone in zone. So I think that they just, like I said, I don't blame them. I would be shocked that there would be another team that was showing up there as well.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's worth it. And yeah, I just think the teams they can do that. You can do fights where you're either super dominant in the fight and you retain your health and everything. You're ready to fight a third party, especially early game like that. I don't know. I'd like to see the teams be a little more cautious and not die.
Devil's advocate with that as well, though. Something that I think is a priority and a #1 thing on their mind is getting fights over with quickly, because gunshots are heard from so far away in this game. You want to get your fights over quickly, and sometimes you have to be a little risky and just full send to do so. And yes, you might lose some health in the process, but getting a fight over quickly is something that is extremely important as well. And I think that that's something that could have been prioritized, maybe in the forefront of their minds in that example.
Sure. Yeah. I just like you said though. I think there's every time you're fighting, you're thinking, hey, there is a third party coming in 5 seconds. That's, I think, the mentality you have to have. And if you're not ready with the armor swaps and keeping your health at a decent level, you're really putting yourself at a risk of dying. So I don't know. There's certainly a reason why you would full send like that, but at the same time, you have to be ready for the third parties.
All right, you know what? And I'm seeing here, and very, very well said, Dupe, indeed. I think Twitch chatters should be able to make roster changes and should be actively applying for coaching and analyst roles. They can throw in their unique ideas and can really round out most of the rosters in Pro League. I agree. Put me in. Put me in. I'm ready.
True.
I'm ready. Put me in. Dupe, if you need a fill anytime, I'm available. I'll make myself available. I got it. And we'll also get Johnny123 from chat. I think they can help as well.
I like that. Really cool ending there at the survey camp. I like that. But once again, I feel like that ending is one where the zone pull is really, really huge. And, you know, that's the way the BR plays sometimes. You know, there definitely is RNG involved. And really, really good spot for bots there. They'll be happy about the first place.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, so guys, we are loading up the lobby right now. We're going to get game 2 started in just a minute. But again, game 1 was all about bots. Bots came out here and just showed us, you know what, maybe it's time for a name change. I keep saying this. There's the team Slept On and team Bots. I always like when teams have a troll name a little bit, and then especially when they perform exceptionally well. But Bots winning that fight, perfectly calling the zone. The trailer that they were in, they were able to stay in complete cover for as long as possible, capitalize on a ton of kills. Tripods as well. Tripods had a lot of kills that game. FaZe and Luminosity Gaming, but well done. Game 2 is getting ready to get started right now. There's a couple of things you can do in chat, guys. If you want to see the scores, !now will show you the current scores for the game 1 that we just showed you, as well as !LIQUI, like short for Liquipedia, if you want to know more about the series and when the next date is going to be. This is the last qualifier for a couple weeks. There's a little bit of a winter break happening, so we won't see you guys again until next year. And that seems crazy to say, but you know, it's only a few weeks away. And then this is week 4 of the 6-week series. So we will have back-to-back-to-back weeks, and the playoffs will be the second to last week of January.
Very nice. Just thinking about some of the comps we saw. There was Smiley. What do you think about that? They're running Catalyst instead of Valkyrie. Not sure how there's any trade-off there. What do you think about it?
I mean, they had quite a few kills. I know they didn't get the placement that they wanted, but they did have, I think, 3 or 4 kills pretty early on. But they fought Furia, who was also on a roll, as we saw right there. And I think, what did you call Furia? A bee's nest in that fight. I like Catalyst in comp. A couple of teams are running Catalyst in comp, and I don't hate it. I don't. I think it's interesting.
They had a Horizon, they had a Scan character. I think they had either Seer or Bloodhound, and then they had Catalyst. I don't know. I'm sure it's just I would like to talk to them and wonder if they're just practicing, just trying different things out, or if it's something that they think is the best comp right now.
Yeah, I think they're trying it out. Why not? This is exactly the time to try it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a qualifier. Me. They need to make top 10. You know, it'd be interesting to see a team that maybe wants to try something like that. You know, try it in your scrims, try it in a qualifier, at least for a couple of games. And if it's not working, I mean, we might see less Catalyst on Storm Point. But for World's Edge, you know, you do see the flex every once in a while. You'll see a Fuse, you'll see a couple of Catalysts. And like I said, I think that she provides, her passive is amazing. It's one of the best passives. It really is good in a map like World's Edge where there are a lot of buildings. Her passive is so strong for endgame.
Yeah, I see players oftentimes running pretty wild comps when they're playing ranked together, and those comps often can work when you're playing ranked, you know. But these lobbies are certainly built different than even Pred lobbies in ranked. So yeah, definitely always a good area or good opportunity to run different comps and see how they work against these teams. I personally would run. You know, I like the Watson, I like the Newcastle, I like the Valk, I like the characters that are, you know, at the top of the list right now. So no, I like seeing the different strategies, like I said. And going into game 2, we'll have to see how it plays out and if they keep the Catalyst in.
Yeah. All right, game 2 starting right now. We're taking a look at the dropship as the players are flying, the players are landing, and it does look like we're going to have a little bit of a roster change in the map. We have 19 squads for this game. Little bit of a surprise to see a team leave, but that's okay. We're going to get a team that wants to compete up in here for the rest of the tournament as FaZe drop in and loot up in Fragment. They are sharing Fragment. They're taking the east side. Bots, the winners of last game, do take the west side of Fragment. Typically, the east side will have the beacon. It does not look like they have it this time. but we are going to see a lot of, you guys thought we saw a lot of death in Geyser last game. Wait till you see how much death we're going to see there this game. And this is good for OXG, as this is right where they land, and they have crafting, so they need to loot quickly, take every single bit of loot in that area, and probably hold the building that's on the far east. I feel like that's one of the stronger ones.
Yeah, they do also have a beacon in No Name, so they might go grab that as well just to confirm their spot. And yeah, they're looking like gonna be a great position for this. Geysers are really hard POI to get into for the teams that are on the outside. There's only a couple tight chokes that allow entry into Geyser, so you'll probably see the teams rotating super fast this game, faster than normal once they see the Geyser potential. And yeah, it's if you don't get there early, you're pretty much dead because there's only a couple great spots in Geyser, and otherwise you just get gate kept. The chokes are so tight there.
Yep, indeed. And guys, I am keeping a close eye on chat. Please do know that Andrew and I are, we have it up here. We see you guys. We appreciate you guys keeping the hype, keeping the spam up with this. And first and foremost, we appreciate you guys being here so much for this qualifier. Okay, MPS moving in, trying to rotate around quickly.
Got everyone frantically running towards the Geyser. Gonna probably smash into each other any second. MPS, Pow Pow Madness, Shubi Tubi actually been having some really good results recently. So running the Loba, Newcastle. Okay, Valkyrie. I've seen oftentimes Watson with the Newcastle is pretty good too as well. So yeah, Loba's so good for in game, especially when there's a lot of teams alive. You can just get endless grenades for those fights, and obviously bullets, heals, all the good stuff. But Watson can be a little weak as you're rotating, not the best character to fight out in the open with. So that's one risk, is you really, with the Loba, want to get to your in-game spot as quickly as possible, so that you don't have to fight any Horizons. That type of Horizon Bloodhound type comp is going to really be hard to fight against as Loba. She doesn't really have any great fighting abilities.
All right, you could see FaZe, they were taking some shots, but Bots is right near them, so I'm not sure if they want to go down that hill, and Sentinel's right behind them. Could pinch FaZe right up here. Sentinel's triple white shields walking up. I don't even think FaZe knows about them right here. And we do have, somehow Dupe is able to talk and chat and also be here in Sentinels. I don't know how this man can do it all. He must have 4 arms.
Toes. It's the toes.
It's the toes? Okay. Okay, good to know. MPS in a bit of a pickle here as Elevate is on high ground. Oh, okay, high ground, but you know what? Sometimes when you're on high ground, you leave yourself exposed to a lot of headshots, and I think that's what happened right there is they do lose Presley. Great knuckle clusters.
E8 getting some work done. They do have Presley back up. It's going to be a 3v2. Yeah, MPS getting the brunt of this right now, and it's going to be a 1v1. I think E8's taking some shots from the back as well.
Okay, Presley is taking shots from the back, but he's going to walk down here, and is he... Look at his health! Presley with the ultimate clutch. MPS eliminated, and E8 was getting, like Andrew said, shot from another team, and you know what? CLG just walk up and just wipe everyone right there. So proud of E8 in that fight, but CLG just have a good cleanup. This is now FaZe fighting NRO. Alba's down.
They've got the armor swaps inside. FaZe out. Yeah, so pretty spicy fight. You saw there was a lot of armor swap potential, and NRO being pushed by another team as well. A really hot spot for fighting, apparently, as a third party. Another third party is coming in. NRO going to try to cover Rocker with the cover fire? No, and they're not going to be pushed. But Juka, did you see the soft landing? Did you see the soft landing finish there from E8 right before they died?
I did not see it.
It was the 1v1. The Horizon drops and has the soft landing, which doesn't disrupt your aim or anything.
Oh, so you're saying the gun comes out quickly?
No, you just land and like you have great aim. Some of the other characters, when you land, it like makes your gun shoot up in the air.
Yes, yes. That is something that is often forgotten about with Horizon, and if you're just so used to playing, or you think all legends do that until you play another legend, and you're like, wait, why can I not shoot when I land on the ground for a bit? As your screen shakes. And yeah, that is a huge perk with Horizon, but we've already lost bots. We've lost FaZe, MPS, and E8 out in game 2. Some of the teams that had a lot of points in the first game.
100 Thieves getting a nice, tidy spot. They have a solid composition for holding buildings. They've been showing the Newcastle Watson for many weeks now, and they're very comfortable with it. Does look like Smiley is trying to go through the tunnel.
Different comp for Smiley as well. You see Sang is playing Wraith this time around.
Catalyst.
No Catalyst and no Valkyrie. A very interesting comp, but like I said, in a qualifier, this is the time to try it. Guys, this is a qualifier. Top 10 will move forward to the $5,000 final later this week. Getting the crack with that G7, we're going to move over to check out HEC as Naughty is just frying everybody with a wingman. Avoiding the arc here, hitting the bat, and his team's hopefully going to... Oh, no! I thought it was going to be a good cleanup for them.
Into the Watson fence. Lascivian trying to clutch up here with the... There's going to be somebody dropping on him right now. Great visibility because of the Seer. There is no tricky tactics when you're fighting out of a Seer ult. Literally pre-fired him before he even got to the ground.
And Rack is here for the 3P. Rack, very unfortunate shield, so they might have a hard time. They do not. NRO eliminated. I wasn't sure because Rack was so underlooted as far as health goes with those shields. They almost had the same amount of health, even though it was a 3P, just with the double whites. And guys are looking remarkably calm.
13 squads, so we're getting some really early fights here, thinning out the pack, and yeah, that makes it really exciting for watching, for viewing and casting, and it also makes it nice for teams trying to rotate because there's a lot of space available now. You can only see about 6 or 7 teams left outside of Geyser, so not that hard to rotate when there's only 13 teams on the map.
Yeah, we might have a couple of isolated fights as most of the teams make their way in. It looks like ESA is hitting a Valk ult, going to try to rotate around. And they're opting to go through the big mod area. They have to fly over, it looks like Luminosity, and they might end up taking this fight. A little bit of a oob drop here just to gather their thoughts. That timer is shorter than it used to be, and they have to drop. They do not have long. Still can't believe that you used to be able to shoot and heal when you were out of bounds. That was such a welcome addition to the game.
Skynades coming in. Will we get any next now? The other team... Oh, 85! That was a far Skynade that actually does land, but they're not going to be really pushable on that. LG has really good high ground on the building. More Skynades. I mean, there's a potential the nade blows them off the roof.
No connect with that next one here, but we have ESA versus Luminosity Gaming. Both teams looking for some entry damage before they commit to this fight, and that might be enough damage for Luminosity to want to walk up on it. Although both teams kind of taking the same amount. LG with the Gibby and the Caustic. And Rack is there also. I did not know Rack was nearby. This could put a stop to all the fights. Great shots from Rack with the 301 as ESA is now pinched.
It looks like we have two teams sitting on each other here, trying to get into Lava Siphon at the top of the hill. It does look like we have Smiley running the new comp for this game. And hitting the phase was in a thermite, so going to go ahead and back up a little bit, calling off troops as well. 165, absolute beam there. Don't even need to hit the... Yeah, we're in the ult, and we're just going to push up here. This is the Bloodhounds Playground, and this is a 3v1, I think. The new comp is working well, and the kick in the head Sang.
You can just imagine the comm. He's one shot. He's one shot. First
Once
attempt
again,
eliminated.
Can't go down there, Sang, because tripods, third party. Like I said, if you're going to fight these fights, you get down. You're getting killed by a third party. Nice shots out of Deeds with the G7, and...
Smiley eliminated.
Smiley eliminated. So, yeah, that's the risk of fighting it all right now. If you take big damage, third party will kill you.
We might see Furia versus Tripods here, though. We might. Although Furia didn't take any damage. Furia just showed up to the fight. Tripods really hardly took any damage in that fight as well. And you see them. They're just both looting up as we have 6 death boxes right in front of them. Both teams could go on. No connects with the grenade. No connects with the 3-0. A little bit. A little bit. Furia in a worse spot for this fight. Tripod's really just prioritizing, trying to loot up. Both teams are safe for this next zone as it is closing, but we're going to go ahead and look at another fight that looks like it is full sending.
And teams trying to make their way into Geyser right now. These are the chokes that I'm talking about. This is like a 20-yard wide choke, and this is the only way into Geyser. Typically, you know, we have more squads alive. With only 11 squads, it's not that big of a deal, but those chokes are really tight and really hard to get through, especially late game. But I think that team should probably be fine.
Yeah, it looks like the tripods in Furia fight ended up breaking up. I like this rotate out of Sentinels, though. They are not safe for the next zone. The dotted white line is the next zone. So that's only something that you guys can see here. The players cannot see that unless they have scanned a beacon.
Yeah, it looks like 100 Thieves is going to be in a really good spot along with OXG in that final zone. Tripods on the north side are going to try to rotate around and come in. They should have a nice, easy way in, at least for the next zone. And a lot of teams over near Big Mod trying to get in to that southern choke. It is going to be 4 teams all trying to get in there. So that's going to be probably where the most contested area and most deaths going to happen.
Yeah, this could be one of those times where we just see, you know, some teams just Valk ult out if they do all have a Valk, and I know most of them do. But Rack on Big Mod right now. LG have the furthest to go. They could opt to hit that redeploy, but I don't think Karasuna is going to let them hit it. They have scouts, they have optics, they have the range. I don't think anyone's going to let them hit that redeploy. And it looks like they're going to try to hit a Valk ult. I saw the team kind of all grouped together. Although Wave is not even letting them peek for a second. Some great G7 shots.
LG behind them is going to be a big problem here in a second. They need to go ahead and... Yeah, they see him. So, good spot there. Always in these lobbies have to keep your head 360-degree swivel, looking around. They're also looking for Valkyrie rotates. You can see them looking at the mountains. And potentially... Oh, we do have a res in... Geyser res? What?
I wonder if they're going to let this already getting shot at, but full health, somehow none of those shots connected. And yeah, no, we have bombs and Horizon ults all over the place as Luminosity is just kind of getting sucked to the side of the dome here. Caustic ult down, that's going to prevent anyone from wanting to swing. If they swing there, they have to swing super wide and they'd be vulnerable. And that was just a distraction ult so they can get the heck out of there. Fly far, far away. And hopefully find a spot somewhere near Geyser.
Yeah, round 3 closing right this second, so they do not want to be outside. And it is going to probably be an easy flight in for them, considering there's only a handful of teams left. They aren't going to get a building. They're going to just try to get on the outside here.
Landed right on CLG!
Oh, boy.
And they're going to have to take this fight, and they already burned Bubble, but LG losing a player. Yanyef doing absolutely the most that he can. There's 1 player left for LG. And they make something out of this against CLG as they're getting sent now on the side. Almost with the crack. Needs to reload. And the other player did end up walking down the stairs. So ESA also. Okay, so CLG and LG eliminated there. ESA showing up at the perfect time. And guess who also showed up at the perfect time? It is Furia.
Yeah, Furia is definitely going to jump into this fight. Guys, we're going to have listen in on Furia comms right now.
3, 2, 1, 1.
2 seconds.
I can bang on them. You probably should. Careful, Pan.
Doing it. I broke ult.
Catch Valk. Valk is one.
Nice.
Go. I'm going in.
Almost cracked Crypto.
We're gonna get thirded.
I'm batting.
Crypto's low.
I'm batting.
Crypto's cracked. I'm gonna
res him. I'm holding. You're good. I'm reloading my fucking gun, bro. I pissed on him.
I'll block that.
Block it. Keep crawling back.
Laying or knockdown. You guys killed Sean in the back.
I'm 1 health and got Seer canceled.
Yeah, same.
Yep. Seer. Love it.
I mean, you just went in too hard. Did you get something or something? Yeah, because I stunned both of them with my arc and
well, no, the problem why we got farmed right there was because we went up the...
All right. And that was really actually quite insightful to hear, saying they pushed a little bit too far and just the Seer canceled. They had just a split second left on both of them as they were healing there, and that's just crazy that's an ability in this game. It is so powerful, so strong to not be able to heal in a fight. And look at Rack, all 3 players right on top of each other with OXG in the building right beside them. They're just trying to avoid any fights, making any sound. Tripods up on high ground. 100 Thieves probably taking a couple of shots at them. ESA rotating around the side as well. But Furia eliminated. They did have a couple of kills, 5 points that game, so no worries at all. They're playing exceptionally well tonight. ESA is going to push in on this fight.
Yeah, here we go with ESA going to potentially push into the building, looking for some entry damage, and did get all 3 scan. Triple purples. We're going to try to swing and get a big arc stick here. No, we're going to kill the fences. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to keep pushing. Everyone on full health, trying to just feel it out. And that swing is going to be pretty risky there. They don't get any arc sticks. They don't get any big entry damage, so they're going to go ahead and back it up, which is kind of the way that you have to play this.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have them all pinched in a little bitty room right now. I guess, you know, mat-wise. No, they have lots of grenades still, but again, prioritizing saving those grenades for later in game is so helpful, and I'm not sure if there even is a pylon down, so it might even be useless, but I think at this point you just kind of hope that they're going to get pushed on the backside, and it looks like they are. I feel like I saw a lot of silhouettes of the team right in front of them, and at this point that's just really what you hope for.
Yeah, that was the team on the outside that's all crouched on the rock.
Oh, rack, okay.
And that's what I thought LG was going to do. Instead of pushing all into the building, LG could have also just stayed on the outside. Pretty risky to jump into a house fight like that where there's a Watson and everything inside. So I don't mind that play from Rack sitting on the outside, kind of just feeling it out, seeing if they could maybe get a third party.
All right, Tripod's walking up here. It looks like this is probably the 100 Thieves that were still holding this building. They did lose Nick Merck, so they're going to have to carry on as a duo. They don't have Banner yet. Spiking the area with a couple of therms, preventing them from wanting to walk outside.
Duo of tripods. Yeah, so they're going to try to play very passive and try to show some presence, but they definitely don't want to push any full teams. They're looking for longevity here.
Hey.
OXG, go ahead.
OXG, all 3 players alive. It looks like we do have Crypto doing crypto things, but they're getting walked up on here. A cool 80 damage with the car out of Protectful, providing some great shots, but extremely low. Can't take any more damage, or it is going to be a GG for OXG, and it looks like they only have 1 player left just hiding behind a knockdown shield somewhere. ESA should have an easy cleanup, and OXG eliminated, and ESA taking the kill leading spot with 4 kills to Capra's name.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for. They don't know about the team on the outside, or they do. So that is just a solo left now for Rack as they are stuck on the outside and going to be dead any second. I think they did die there, and we do have only a handful of teams left. Everyone pretty well spread out. We're looking for the zone pull here. It's going to be a huge indicator of who wins this fight is this next zone pull. And all the teams pretty well positioned. Oh, I thought he was just swinging on an enemy team. I was like...
We have 5 teams left. Every single team is full except for Tripods, the team that you guys are seeing right now. They are just a duo. They were not able to grab Nick's banner. Where's the zone ending? How far do they have to go? Oof.
Ooh, there it is.
That's going to be a tough one for them.
Sentinels.
Indeed.
That's
Yes. Okay, so guys, we have 100 Thieves still alive. Sentinels, Stormtroopers, Tripods, and ESA.
Yeah, so that zone is pulling directly towards Stormtroopers, actually. So unless Sentinels can take over this building, Stormtroopers get to sit inside almost the entirety of that zone pool. So these teams are going to poke at each other. But ultimately, in 30 seconds, when that zone pool's over there, all the teams left on the outside of the building are just going to be forced into each other, and it's going to be complete chaos.
Okay, Crypto walking in, trying to get that ult up, has to wait a little bit. Crust, very low health, taking some damage to a therm, and they're going to swing on this as they walk by, getting the Valk down, trading there a little bit, but Sentinels go out. No.
I don't know.
Why does my kill feed say Sentinels? Okay, I was about to say, my Sentinels said Sentinels out. ESA.
Sentinels. It was ESA pulling in for the third parties. And Sentinels did do a lot of work on Stormtroopers there. ESA might just get the building for free now. Unfortunate for Stormtroopers that they were pushed so hard by Sentinels there. ESA, if they can clean up, the remainder of Stormtroopers will probably... Wait, 100 Thieves also poking in to join the party. Everyone knows this building is the play, and 100 Thieves are going to go ahead and get on the roof. Stormtroopers getting really unfortunate there that they were pushed so hard by Sentinels. 100 Thieves going to claim the roof, and now 100 Thieves probably in the best spot.
100 Thieves indeed in the best spot, as they have the most cover. and the other two teams are kind of forced to look at each other. And there's one team that's probably going to be stuck inside. Do we think, how is Stormtroopers going to get out?
I think it's just a solo or a duo potentially for Stormtroopers. So
It is. It is a duo. Okay, great grenades. Oh, they are going to be forced to have to drop down here, and they're taking space. They're walking up on that as they were forced to go to low ground. So one team inside, one team pushed all down to low ground here. This is looking like it could be a good dub for 100 Thieves, but it's not over yet as they all full send on a Horizon Tactical and take height and do a ton of damage in the process.
Yeah, taking over, positioning from 100 Thieves from the air. ESA doing actually work. 100 Thieves eliminated. The Horizon ult was huge there. Big shots coming in from the 301. ESA might just get cleaned up because we did have Stormtroopers still inside. Going to third party it up. It might be a 1v1 situation here as Tony
1v2.
drops down.
V2.
We need some headshots. Oh, that was really great play there out of
ESA.
ESA with the Horizon Tactical up into the air, gaining position on the roof from 100 Thieves. Stormtroopers were gifted that, but really good play from ESA.
Stormtroopers were inside as a duo, and they just managed to just wait for those for 100 Thieves and, like you said, ESA to really just absolutely destroy each other. And great calls, great patience, great play for Stormtroopers, winning game 2.
I could have gone any way.
Horizon's so strong. When you have a team all with the same game plan to be able to all use Horizon's tactical like that, that made Horizon just seem so incredibly strong.
Really was the only ability in the entire game that would have won the fight for ESA there. They had low ground. And this is when Sentinels was pushing Stormtroopers. And we had Stormtroopers just sitting in the building underneath, hearing this transpire on the roof. ESA did a great job to take the roof from 100 Thieves, but not enough.
I mean, they both put up a great fight here. This would have been a very difficult 1v2. Stormtroopers, congratulations for winning game 2. All right, so Andrew, bots winning game 1, Stormtroopers winning game 2. Stormtroopers, again, I say this all the time, guys, they are a challenger circuit team, and I love the format with this tournament that does give some other teams an opportunity and a chance to compete alongside the pro league teams. Stormtroopers has come on the scene not that long ago, started playing in the very first week of Split 2, and they've been playing great, exceptionally well, qualified the first time they played in the Oversight series. Let's go ahead and take a look at the game 2 scores.
Yeah, we have ESA actually didn't win the game, but since they had 13 kills, they're going to go ahead and get first place there overall for the points for that game. Stormtroopers, yeah, they had really good positioning. The zone pulled right to the building they were in. I called them as potentially the winners until Sentinel started pushing them, and then all the teams collapsed on each other. So Stormtroopers getting a really nice game there with 17 points overall. 100 Thieves, hey, they played well. There's not a whole lot they could do when that Horizon Tactical and ult landed on their roof, right? Like, what do you think? If you're 100 Thieves there, do you lose that fight 100% of the time, or what do you think?
I mean, it was just, they were a little bit split, but I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, it's just they could have gone either way. If you could, I mean, I've seen people one clip someone out of the Horizon Tactical, so it just could have gone either way. You know, they were a little bit looking all around in the instance in that moment right there. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and we will be right back with game 3. Full send on a Horizon Tactical, take height, and do a ton of damage in the process.
Yeah, taking over, positioning from 100 Thieves from the air. ESA doing actually work. 100 Thieves eliminated. The Horizon ult was huge there. Big shots coming in from the 301. ESA might just get cleaned up because we did have Stormtroopers still inside. Going to third party it up. It might be a 1v1 situation here as Tony drops down.
V2.
We need some headshots. Oh, that was a really great play there out of ESA with the Horizon tactical up into the air.
But SSG and Complexity from above find their own success. Furia with this angle as well. Actually, it's Complexity. Did they just finish off SSG?
Yes, they did. Complexity now have the second best position in the lobby, and Furia need to make sure that they're not focused. That's a really good Rolling Thunder, but this Falco from NRG is one that's ultimately placed them on the low ground. The climb may still be possible, and this play from NRG could allow them to pull off an unsuspecting team. Take that carpet right out from under them, but they've got to wait. They've got to play the patience game. Furia still fighting up against Complexity, who have lost their cover. Down goes the Newcastle wall. They've got the high ground. They've got the Bloodhound ult, and it's time for the Dia de Furia. Pander's getting laid outside. Takes a lot of damage from that thermite scan. Still going to be up very soon, though. And Fury with full information need to find some way to get angles on this squad.
Oh! His Watts with big damage. Zero looking low. It might be, yes,
Energy!
the go button here. Energy have climbed up. They've got angles on both of these teams, but they need to finish one straight on top of the car here. Fury eliminated. Turn that right around and find victory from below.
Hello and welcome back. We just wrapped up game 2. You guys in chat can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current standings in chat. We are His and Hers Live. I'm Judy, or you can call me Juka.
Yo, what's up, guys? Andrew back in the house here. We're going to go into game 3 on World's Edge, and then we're going to be jumping into 3 games on Stormpoint. As you're probably aware of the format by now, we've had 2 teams, 2 of the newer teams to the series taking wins here. Juka, what do you think about the first 2 games?
First 2 games were great. I love seeing that. Like you said, bots winning game 1 and Stormtroopers winning game 2. A little bit of a change of one of the teams I think that's competing, so I'm excited to see. I think we're getting slept on in here for this next game, so huge shout out to them. Props to them for stepping up. And yeah, I hope chat, yes, we are. You know, these events are all run remotely. There's people all over the world that are helping with the production behind the scenes, and I am sorry, my this is my sweet baby Henry. If you're tuning in here, we do have a couple of dogs. Much love to all the dog parents in chat, but yes, he sometimes does this, and again, I'm very sorry. He likes to co-cast with me.
Yeah, we have Brittany's. They love cuddles all day. So they have access to cuddles nonstop. So dogs need to be cuddled, even during tournaments.
Even during tournaments, yes. There's no wrong time for a dog cuddle. Let's take a look at the total leaderboard, and we do have Esports Arena in first place with 22 points. Tripods in second with 20 points. CLG in third with 18. Bots in fourth with 18. FaZe in fifth with 17. Not far behind them, though, is Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers with 17 points.
Yeah, Tripod's having a really good day. They in both games so far, they had really high placement, and they've had themselves in good positioning. So a great start for them on the day. And yeah, you would expect 100 Thieves, I feel like, had that game in the bag. They had really good position. They had the Newcastle wall down. They had the Watson Jin. It seemed like an impenetrable position. And then the Horizon comes up in the air, throws the ult, and everyone is quickly dead. So really, I still really love the play from ESA there. They were in a horrible spot. Seemed like they were 100% going to lose the fight against 100 Thieves until the magical black hole kills everybody.
All right, we are getting game 3 started here. We are going to have Slept On join the lobby for the rest of the game. So I would love to see if they could somehow, some way, maybe possibly get enough points to qualify. I know that would be actually really exciting to see. It's going to be hard to do without any points in game 1 and 2, but we'll see if it's possible. It is always indeed fun rooting for an underdog. Couple of things that I'm surprised to see: Luminosity Gaming in 12th place overall. You know, the team that played exceptionally well in that first game there did get quite a few kills, and we'll see if they can solidify a top 10 spot. Now, what you guys want is to be top 10 for this week. Top 10 is all that matters for this event. Top 10 teams will move forward to the finals on Friday, and they compete for a piece of $5,000.
Yeah, Juka, any comps or team positioning that you like so far? I've seen a couple teams already changing their composition up after game 1 into game 2. So Anything to note there?
I mean, it's a qualifier. I always think now is the time to try it. If you're going to try a couple of different comps, it's sometimes I think people are too quick to change. If you don't get the results that you want, immediately make a change. But sometimes it just takes a while to build synergy. But you know what? These teams have pros. They have managers. They have coaches. They have people in their ear telling them what to do, helping them decide what is going to be the best thing for them. And I just like to watch and learn.
If you could, what would be your number one comp right now? If you had a composition, I would like to have. I think Valkyrie's still really important. Would you run without a seer? I'm seeing teams run without a seer, and then I see teams fighting in seer ults, and it's like, how could you not have the seer ult right now?
All I know is after what I just saw ESA do to 100 Thieves in that last fight for the second and third place finish, you have to have a Horizon on your team. Horizon on your team is a must.
Or are you saying the no-brain comp right now is Horizon, Seer, Valkyrie?
Oh, I'm not saying that's the no-brain comp. I don't know if there is anything particularly no-brain, but I just think that if you want to play aggressive and you want to quickly eliminate a team, having that Horizon lift, that tactical, where all three teammates can just grab height and a Newcastle wall is pointless when you can all three go like that. So
it is situational, though. It is situational. That was the perfect storm there for Horizon to make the play. I mean, if it's an interior building fight, certainly you're not going to have the same thing happen. So I don't know. It's certainly situational based on the characters, and the teams are picking their characters hoping for consistency. So
yes.
in that scenario, having the Horizon was perfect.
Mm.
But I've seen other scenarios where, Horizon's not going to make that big of an impact, especially when there's a lot of teams around. The Horizon ult can only be used on one aggressive attack, where, if you have a Watson in-game like that, there's a lot of utility for the entirety of the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Okay, and I like, wow, look at where the dropship came from. And you guys in chat, again, this is a little sneak peek information that only you in chat watching this broadcast can see. The dotted white line, the next zone. And this is oddly similar to what we just saw, but it is not going to be the same zone. This one could end up pulling a little bit more to that no name outside of Lava Siphon.
Mhm.
But we'll probably see similar teams thrive from game 2 that are going to thrive in game 3. I don't like when we have 2 back-to-back similar end zones like this, but you know what? Let's see if some teams can shake it up. Bots, the winners of the first game with a not ideal performance in game 2. I know, let's see if you can do anything differently. You will notice that a lot of teams run into the same teams as they rotate, and that's why I said we might see a very similar placement from game 2 to game 3, seeing this information.
Yeah, the zones play completely differently, so that'll be good. This current zone near Lava Siphon, it has a lot of entry points, so there's not so much emphasis on getting there immediately. There's a lot of different placements for teams to get as well. So I think Geyser's a much harder zone for teams to get to. This zone, I think we'll see a lot more teams. I don't think we're gonna have 10 teams in the 4th round like we did last game. I think there's gonna be a lot more teams alive for late game, where it's gonna be a bit more of a mosh pit type fight.
Shall see. We shall see. Do you want to go ahead and take an early game guess and see who do you think's going to win this game?
Who is due? Who is feeling it? Let's go with the new team that we just got slept on. Let's they're gonna come in hot. They're gonna come in. This is their first game of the day, and they're gonna get in the top 10 after this game. It's gonna be their first game, and they're gonna be in the top 10.
Okay, well, Dupe with the 4 arms and playing with the toes seems to think that it's going to be his game. So maybe Dupe with Sentinels. All right, we do not have any casualties yet, but we do have our potential first fight here as we look at first attempt. Fighting right outside staging.
Taking some shots from distance. Would love to get a little damage, at least to level this armor up. Probably not realistically going to push this fight. We are headed towards Lava Siphon. We could either go through Harvester or go through the tunnel into Landslide. Probably better to go Harvester side, unless they're looking for a fight. Then they might go Landslide and play more of an edge side. So we'll see as these teams do fight potentially over on the edge here. This is not where the zone's pulling, but this might be a pretty clean fight if these teams wanted to take it. I think they might just be crafting, though.
They were crafting, but you know what? I like where they're going because the tunnels give them lots of options to get into Geyser through the backside, and that's most likely where these teams want to go. A couple of teams could opt to push through the tunnels over to the right, but this is going to be Slept On versus FaZe. FaZe was not too far from them. This fight might not amount to anything.
I do like the comp, though. We have the Caustic for late game safety. We have the Loba for the late game loot, and the Valkyrie to get there. So that's a pretty cool comp. That's the team that I said is going to get into the top 10 with just one game in the books. So we'll have to see.
All right, in chat, we have you up, so we want to know who are you guys rooting for in this game 3 in the final game on World's Edge. 20 squads, 60 players still alive. FaZe taking an aggressive high ground position here. Could be bad for Slept On.
What do you think FaZe's plan is here? They do have Beacon, so they know it's not pulling here. They're just protecting this Beacon, and they're going to get the next zone. That's probably what they're going to do, right?
I don't think they've scanned it yet. I wasn't sure if they had scanned it yet. Capra with just about 10 health next to his name. That tactical might take him out. Did it?
Unlucky. No, it didn't. Looked like it should have, potentially.
How did it not?
Little nook, little crevice of safety.
I don't know. Okay. All right, there we go. If he wasn't out, he's out now. Somehow hit a bat, I guess, right at that very, very moment. Whichever team Henry wants to win. Okay, okay. All right, getting shot in the side there. Kind of wasn't expecting that. Stormtroopers losing their Loba.
That was the third party potentially coming in of MPS, and they're shooting in from the side. Stormtrooper's going to have to hold off while the res happens here. Really good thermite positioning. It does actually end up re-knocking the player, and we're going in with Madness right now. It does look like MPS is going to be able to clean this fight up. It is a 3v2. Stormtroopers is out. We did know of a third party potentially nearby, so they're going to have to quickly heal up, and they are using all of their abilities to stay alive.
Yeah, good fight out of MPS, and they should be good to go. It looks like from the aerial view here that they're safe at least for a few moments. You know, sometimes those gondolas, you know, a full team could all triple stack and send in those, but we just have so many teams around. You can see right in front of you guys, we do have bots as well as Luminosity Gaming holding these two little small buildings, just poking at each other.
Pretty good positioning out of LG. The zone's going to pull very close to where they are. We have 100 Thieves that might just be opting to hold this choke, maybe get a couple kills on the way in. 19 squads up. Like I said, I think we're going to see a lot more teams late game just based off this zone. And yeah, 100 Thieves just going to go ahead and set up shop, maybe catch a kill or two for teams trying to rotate in. They're going to see what the next zone is going to do. They're very happy where they are.
I might need a fact check on this, but are we seeing a reoccurring theme here of if you win one game, you get out first the next game? I feel like that's a very odd theme that we're seeing, and super unfortunate as we've already did lose Stormtroopers as the first team. MPS also going through it right now. It looks like they are fighting, I believe, ESA, and they did lose their Valk. Kraber in the hands of Madness. This could be a game changer. Taking some ticks to zone, though, make it really difficult to hit those Kraber shots. And that was not a Madness aim problem. That was just the zone ticks you. What is the term for that, Andrew? Bullet tick or zone tick?
Aim punch.
Aim punch. Thank you. Not Madness's fault. He would have hit that if he was not in the zone. All right. Furia walking up on a fast and furious fight here. Horizon ult is going to catch them off guard a little bit, trying to yeet some sky nades way up high, and it looks like they are as well in a Cyril. Cyril down. Beast of the Hunt with 10 seconds left. Now is time to make some moves.
Yeah, Watson getting a nice angle here. We're re-smoking the area. This is allowing for good cover as well as a little bit of AA cancellation. The Digi sight is coming into effect with a nice clean 136. And we are getting big angles here. Watson, huge angles on the backside. Might go down for this, but is definitely going to put in a ton of damage, probably yelling for his team to get in. And they do eliminate with Watson on 1 HP, staying alive, and the third party is close. But the fact that Watson stayed alive there, DOG backed up. You see the difference there. If his Watson goes down, CLG pushes there. So he was 1 HP away from his squad getting third-partied.
Good job preserving the life. Taking a look at the overall map, you can see tripods are just taking their sweet time rotating down. MPS also rotating around the bottom edge of zone. Maybe going to... Looks like they're right in between two teams. This could be bad for MPS.
See here. Teams, yeah, we're MPS looking to hold down their position, and it does look like they are running off another team. Shubi-Tubi getting ESA Phony down. So yeah, ESA paying for trying to take any space on MPS as they chase with the Kraber. Looks like we might get a hipfire shot, but we are going to need the cleanup here of the Valkyrie. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and ESA is eliminated. MPS doing a great job holding down Lava Siphon with Madness on the Krabba.
6 bullets left in that Kraber, and yeah, ESA playing really well tonight. Surprised to see them again, but this just makes this qualifier so incredibly close and spicy. The fact that we're seeing a team dominate one game, just get eliminated early the next game. ESA, second place last game there. Decent amount of points already out, as well as Luminosity Gaming, ESA, and Stormtroopers already out in this game 3. 16 squads remain. 100 Thieves holding this choke. It's going to be really hard to push that, though.
Very angry at the Watson node that was there, punching the ground in frustration.
What do you think about those fences? That high fence? Like, what is that? That might be some...
It's a get off my lawn fence. It's not an actual fighting fence. It's a I have this area, go somewhere else.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Tripod's trying to make a rotate. It does look like all the chokes are already taken. They can see the get off my lawn fences up on top of the hill. So they can try to rotate on the far side and probably gonna have to do a Valk ult into Lava Siphon once they get to safety over here. It's only round 2, so they're gonna be chilling and trying to assess the situation.
All right, taking a look at closer into zone. CLG all in that small building right in front of them. Have tried to take a couple of fights. They've been playing this one a little bit safe. They do have 1 kill. They do have 1 kill. Tripod's taken zone damage, but should be able to walk in, and they're going to walk right into the back of Furia. They might opt to ult from where they are, or they could try to catch Furia off guard. We shall see here in just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Tripods might do a Valk ult, and then they may land low ground under the bridge once they see... Furia is kind of split playing all 3 buildings in the no-name. So unless Tripods can get a read on that, they might just try to fly over all the buildings. But yeah, there are definitely 2 buildings available. They can pick the right one, so...
All right, FaZe, bots right in front of them. FaZe, and there is still even another team at Geyser. So if they fight here, this is exactly one of those things where you just cannot afford to lose anybody, because there is another team deeper in Geyser that could just come clean up everything.
FaZe interested in taking a fight on the edge here. They know they're probably the last team on the edge at this point. No other team at this point in round 3 would be further out than FaZe here. We're going to go into a listen-in with FaZe right now as they push this building and try to get the first KP of the game.
I'm going to play this hallway. I don't want these kids to like push us in a bad spot.
I mean, we're already in a bad spot now with that team being there. I don't know where the fuck they came from.
Yeah, I don't really know where this team came from either. I think they might have been in... Well, this is fucking lame.
Yeah, I don't want to put my gen down because they're just going to EMP us. So
oh, yeah,
that's what
100%.
we're waiting for.
Is it a Loba as well?
I'm just gonna sit right here in this corner.
That other team really just gonna sit there? Like, you're going to get everyone killed.
I want to take more space in these fences.
I'll walk up with
There's
you.
1 kid on the bottom floor. Oh, Watson. We can swing him low key.
Yeah, I just hit him hard.
Swinging hard. I hit him like 60.
I'm watching her back. I need to pop cells. I have 5, or I'm gonna have 3 cells after I pop these.
Okay.
I need 8 damage.
They're trying to swing. They're not happy. This is annoying. I have 3 cells. One
Still
bat.
trying to peek. I'm 7-5. Like, here, take 2 bats. One of you. Each of you take one. I don't care.
Bro, you literally do not hear Slurp.
No, I don't. I just.
He's been
wait
asking for
until he
bats for
burns
like
through all of
fucking
it.
forever. He's been saying he doesn't have any. I've been saying I dropped him one of my 2. You're just quiet.
I don't want to peek that.
All right, all right. We're going to let them continue to figure out the bat sharing situation as well as if they want to take that fight or not. But I did love hearing them know your enemy and how important it is to know your enemy. They don't want to put that pylon down because they know there's a crypto right near them. And they know that they're just going to blow up the pylon as soon as it goes down. And that is just such an important ability for Watson to have for the squad. Another thing here, Andrew, I don't mean to call you out, but I mean, is that not us? I'm sitting there asking for bats, saying I have no bats, I have no bats, I have no bats. And you're like, oh, here, I have 6 bats. Who needs one? I'm like, oh.
So what you're saying is I'm as good as Abrelelli.
Not at all. Not at all. You're listening. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. We'll carry on. As they still have 3 teams over there in Geyser. We'll get back to the action if they end up fighting at all. Oh, they are fighting. Whoa, the triple sends. Snipe with a sliver of health. Hiding behind the desk here, trying to poke up like a little groundhog. Hitting a wingman shot. Slept on. This is the team that just joined the lobby late. FaZe eliminated. But there are, remember guys, there were 3 teams here, so there's still 2 teams in this area. Slept on. Now having to fight another squad.
Ooh. Nice shots out of Zerbo. Trying to get the clutch in here. Come on. I said you guys were going to win the game.
Oh, bots end up winning that. They did get Stompties knocked in the process. They should be able to hopefully get him back up.
Unlucky.
Yeah, yep, they're
Unlucky.
fine. They were the last team there. Okay, so moving over to the other side of the map where the cluster of everywhere is, and I think we have a couple of Krabers in play. I believe someone on Karasuna I saw in the kill feed had a Kraber. I'm not sure if Madness has any shots left in his. It looks like he does still have it next to his name. MPS, though, Andrew. 6 kills so far this game. They have
FaZe?
6 kills already.
I imagine FaZe is highly irritated right now. They got a little bit stuck in a building. They couldn't really fight. I feel like they should have probably just Valculted out of the front and tried to get into Lava Siphon area. But we'll have to talk about that after the game. MPS on low ground here. There is a team on high ground. They're double sharing the crane as Cryptos rain down hell.
100 Thieves just landed right on them and almost got a player of MPS out. Did you see he was kind of called out a little bit? I thought that the Newcastle was going to do the ult right to his teammate up there, but 100 Thieves kind of beat him to it, and they just said, this is our high ground, as they built their wall and put their pylon down.
Oh, yeah, and this is not looking good for MPS on the low ground, getting absolutely obliterated. They did have to drop down, and yeah, they paid for that big time. We have Sentinels fighting Furia on the bridge. MPS eliminated, we can tell, underneath, and not sure what stage we are. Yeah, Sentinels just getting eliminated by Furia there on the bridge, as we had several teams that had to dogpile on each other a little bit as the zone closed there. 10 squads up as we go into round 5.
Okay. Part of... And there are a couple of Kravers in play, as you can see. A couple Kravers in play. 100 Thieves still on high ground. Someone getting rezzed? There's just no way. About 20 health next to his name. Somehow
Not sure.
still alive.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for them to stay alive. I did call it earlier. Tripods ended up flying over and landing underneath the bridge. So that was probably the best spot they could land according to this next zone. The Tripod's in a good position. Rack eliminated as well. And Furia on the bridge. So yeah, it's going to be pretty spicy ending. The next zone is pulling a little bit. Tripods will be safe underneath the bridge still. So they're in a decent position. They're going to be on low ground for the final zone, though. So this zone pull is going to be instrumental in who wins this game.
All right, 9 squads left. You said there was going to be a lot of teams up. Zone 5 in 10 seconds. 9 squads remain. Almost half of the lobby is alive. 9 in 27.
Furia's in a pretty decent spot. You can see there's going to be 2 buildings available for play. The one spot on the bridge and the one spot under the bridge. So all the other teams are going to be in big trouble. I think we might go down to 5 squads here pretty quickly with 30 seconds left before the zone close.
Oh, do you see what 100 Thieves is doing? And I love this spot, and I can't believe this is an actual playable spot. I was killed by this spot in a ranked game a couple of splits ago. It is a crazy spot, but Furia is not happy about it. Furia taking him out, not allowing him to sit up there. They just lost their new castle.
I can tell you, 100 Thieves is pretty irritated, and they're trying to push over towards Furia right now, but I don't think they're going to be able to get the job done as all 3 players of Furia are up inside. And it does look like 100 Thieves might be able to hold the very outside edge to the right there. They are pinging. Furia would like to get rid of them, and they got to watch their roof. That climb up and that back shot is going to be pretty problematic if 100 Thieves decides to do that.
Andrew, I think they rezzed him. I think 100 Thieves got the res. They did? I think they did.
I don't see Scurry on the player tags there.
Okay. No, he's still on his knees. My bad. He is now a box. Bots also eliminated. They have quite a few points so far. Playing well in the evening, making it somewhat to late game here. Furia just dominating. I don't know if they can be stopped. Tripod's still all 3 players alive.
Really big fight here for Furia. They need to win this, and they need to get rid of CLG potentially. I don't know. Furia's in a pretty good spot here. They do have the teams above them. They might have to make their way back into the tunnel here. Yeah, otherwise they're going to get down. So Pander's opting to stay there and does get down. Furia split as well, just trying to... Actually, this is...
Yeah, it's a different team.
This is...
Arsuna.
Kara. Yeah, so I think Tripods, we're going to see interesting rotation here in a second. Tripods stuck on low ground of the bridge. We're going to probably see a Valk ult. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. And Kara in a pretty vulnerable spot with not much cover, but they are taking shots at the top of Furia potentially. No, that is...
Okay,
OXG.
Tempest going in. The only player on his team with full health, trying to do as much as he can with the car. OXG eliminated. Deeds with the RE45 just frying everyone in the lobby. Furia also going down. This could be a Tripods cleanup. Damage on that Thermite, spiking with the missile swarm, waiting to walk up. They have plenty of loot right behind them if they need it. Karsuna also down. Gent going to throw the Horizon ult and possibly walk up on this. Not getting any indicator of players being pushed. And there you go. You can see the wall hacks ability as they are all in the Seer ult as well. And a cool 95 damage as they walk up over the wall and thirst. Yet another team, CLG, out.
2 squads left. It's 100 Thieves as a duo.
Oh.
Tripods gonna clean it up right now. And well played from Tripods. They had a nice rotation in underneath the bridge. They waited for the perfect opportunity to third party the teams above them. And they had a really, really clean dub there.
Okay, Tripods, Nick Merckx, Deeds, and Gent. Well done, guys, as they are the winners of Game 3 in the final game on World's Edge. Now we're going to move over to Storm Point. We'll see if we see any different teams dominate, but we have points spread all across the board tonight. Different teams dominating each and every game.
Are they trying to spell something?
Yeah.
I think it said MPS.
I think it did. They must have seen our Apex Architects video. The nice finish from Tripods there. Your winners of Game 3.
Yeah, I like the fight so far. Lots of early mid fighting and really clean in zones. I like all 3 end zones so far, providing a lot of teams to stay alive, and then having some really nice fights at the end that seem pretty organic and not too inty with the mosh pits there at the end.
Andrew, would you believe me if I told you that Gent had 10 kills that game?
That's pretty wild. Really well played, and they did have 14 kills in total. I saw him frying. Did he have the RE45 at the end there?
I believe so. At the very, very end, he dropped it for a car 301, but Gent with 10 kills just to himself in that last game there. 14 kills as a team. That's going to put Tripods with a 26-point game, as you guys can see there. Karasuna with 18 points. 100 Thieves with 13. CLG and Furia with 12 and 10.
Tripods playing really well today so far. I mean, this isn't the primary lobby. if they qualify, which it looks like they are, they're gonna have a much harder time on Friday. But so far in this lobby, Tripod's playing really well. They've had top 5 finishes in all 3 games, and they're gonna have a pretty nice lead after this game 3, especially since they got 14 kills on top of that.
Yeah, 26-point game. I mean, that's just one of those things. I think they're probably close to about 45 points overall, maybe even 46. You guys can do exclamation point now in chat to see the scores. We'll be right back after a quick break, and we'll see you guys for game number 4. Players being pushed, and there you go. You can see the wall hacks ability as they are all in the Seer ult as well, and a cool 95 damage as they walk up over the wall and thirst yet another team. CLG out.
2 squads left. It's 100 Thieves as a duo.
Oh.
Tripods gonna clean it up right now, and well played from Tripods. They had a nice rotation in underneath the...
Hello and welcome back. You guys are watching week 4, split 2 of the Oversight Hyperlux qualifiers. The 20 teams that you are watching compete are trying to get top 10 so they can move forward to the $5,000 finals, which will be held later this week, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hi, hello, welcome back. We are His and Hers Live. I'm Judy, or you guys can call me Juka.
Yo, what's up, guys? Andrew back in the house here. We are done with 3 games for the day. World's Edge went pretty well. I think we saw some really good fights. I love how the lobbies played out. We've seen in the last few weeks, sometimes the lobbies are very in zone oriented with 15 squads just hiding in corners. Today's been completely different. We've seen so much edge fighting, really good 3v3s, some really good third party hold offs, and yeah, all 3 games have been great to watch so far.
Yep. All right, so let's take a look at the overall leaderboard and look at that. We have Tripods on top with 46 points. Not far behind them is CLG. CLG has not grabbed a win yet tonight, but they have just been playing so dang consistently for the first couple of games. Furia in 3rd place, Karasuno with 4th, and Bots with 5th. 100 Thieves, Esports, Arena, Stormtroopers, FaZe, and NRO will round out your top 10. Now is when we really need to start to keep a close eye, guys, on the teams that are like sitting there with, 20 to, I'd say, 13-ish points. So Sentinels, Oxygen, they have some making up to do for these next couple of games if they want to slide on into the $5,000 finals on Friday. Now, this is an overall series where everything accumulates points. The finals, based off your performance, not only do you have a chance to win a piece of the $5,000 cash prize, you also get points which will accumulate to allow your team to be invited to the playoffs. The playoffs are at the end of the 6-week series. So there's 6 weekly qualifiers, 6 $5,000 finals, and then there's a $20,000 playoff. The teams that get invited to the playoffs are based off of their performance in the $5,000 finals. So there's so much more on the line with each and every time that these teams compete. And the team that's in first place right now overall is NRG. So they're not even competing tonight. They're not at all. But Andrew, what do you think about the performances we've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, one thing we got to talk about is Tripods today. They've been playing well. They've put themselves in a great position. In last game, we saw a really cool rotate from them. They were in Fragment, and instead of trying to go directly in the Lava Siphon into the wall of Watson fences or even try to fly over, they went around the side and kind of got a lay of the land before going in, and they got a great spot underneath the bridge. So, yeah, I like that, and it was a very well-calculated move, and it gave them a great setup for in-game. And, yeah, they got a lot of kills, too, there. Apparently, they were fighting pretty hard under the bridge. I know they fought MPS as they dropped down, so really well played from them.
I will say, Furia taking out a team member of 100 Thieves, too. 100 Thieves had such a dominant position in that high ground spot, but right as that Newcastle did make that wall right there, Furia instantly got their Newcastle out, and 100 Thieves was the team that was there left at the very end. So I think the fact that Furia played a part in helping that last game play out the way it did as well.
Certainly did. Yeah, so I see chat talking about new coach for Tripods. Yeah, something's working pretty well. They've been playing well. I mean, also they're just getting more and more experience in Apex comp, and that's also just going to be that's going to help them just make better decisions in the game anyways. So the combination of the two, they've been playing well. They've been showing up, and they've been getting good points. So, and also some good kills. They used to be a little more tentative, and they've been taking a lot of fights and winning those fights. So
they
cool.
They've won against some very established teams, and I think that, you know, there's definitely, like I said this before, but they've been earning the respect of all of the pro players, and they've earned their spot, and they're showing why that they deserve to be in Pro League, and winning that and being in first place overall right now in this qualifier. I think we can safely say we will see them in the $5,000 finals later this week.
3 games on Storm Point about to come towards you. What do you think? Any particular teams or comps that you're expecting to see for Storm Point over World's Edge?
I'm still rooting for Slept On. You know, they just came up in here that last game. I'm not sure how many points they received that last game, but you guys in chat can do exclamation point now if you want to see. I think it looks like they only did receive 3 points. Not what they want, but again, they only played 1 game. They missed the first 2. They only played 1, but I'm rooting for them. I want to see them get up in here late. I love that they were just on standby and able to just step up when we needed them. So huge shout out to them. Thank you, Slept On, for being flexible. And it looks like the lobby is loading up, so we will go ahead and move over to Storm Point, see some spicy action. I'm not sure if we're having any contested drop spots, but let's go ahead and look at the legends the players are selecting.
Crypto's a welcome sight here for NA. Crypto's been really popular in other regions previously, so NA definitely adapting to some of the crypto play. It's pretty cool. And personally, I wouldn't want to run a crypto on my team, but I like seeing some of the teams try it. And then, yeah, any team without a seer, I mean, I think should probably just get 5 points for the game, personally. But
you know what? I could get around with that. I like that. An extra bonus if you don't run seer. I don't know about 5 points, but, you know, definitely something. Yeah, I actually could get by with that. I think that that's a very fair assumption. And we can already see, guys, you know the deal. The dotted white line on your screen, that's information that only if you're watching this broadcast here do you see that. And this zone is going to be pulling further south, so that is going to be great for teams like Luminosity Gaming. Luminosity, you guys know that they land down in fish farms. They usually have a long rotate, but this will not be too far for them, so this could be a big game for them. One of the teams that's kind of in the middle of the pack that really needs some points.
No team landing at the wall. No team landing. Yeah, we have one team going to Lightning Rod, but no one landing Lightning Rod or wall.
Well, that's because of the teams that are playing. Wait, where is Furia? Oh, they're up further. They're up further north. Okay, I was about to say.
Okay,
I was about to say, yeah.
They left late. They left late. I got you.
All right.
Okay. I was like, wait a second. But Wall's normally not open either, so...
Well, the TSM is not in this tournament. So, you know, teams don't want to change their landing spot just because a certain team is not playing in the qualifiers. And I think that's smart. Teams need to get used to fighting at the POIs that they want to play in. There's so much more on the line when there's so many tournaments that these same teams are competing against. And a lot of these players view this as a practice to ALGS. Most of these teams are all in Pro League. I think all but one. So most of these teams playing there, that, you know, there's a lot more on the line.
Wildlife dead. All you have to do is shoot him in the leg once. You don't have to really kill him like that.
Well, you let him know.
It's tough to watch.
Okay, I'll remind
Family
you of that.
friendly.
The PvE on the map, providing the good loot. HEC taking the shipfall drop. Remember, there was a time when they were actually 50-15 right here. It looks like they should have this area to themselves for right now. They're walking up. Maybe take a little bit. They don't have to move though, so they already, you can see that on their screen that they've already scanned the beacon, so they're probably gonna just sit tight for a bit.
Yeah, this map is a bit bigger than World's Edge, and it does provide more opportunity for early game fighting. So I would assume we're gonna see more of the same as far as teams trying to get some early KP and feeling confident about fights, and it's a really good time for them to practice fighting in this type of environment. You know, it is a qualifier, so the teams, we're gonna have some teams that aren't quite at their optimal confidence levels. So this is a really good time to fight. That's probably why we're seeing some edge fighting more than normal here. And yeah, but it makes for great viewing. LG is trying to rotate around, and they're gonna go ahead and hit the 180 as HEC is killing the wildlife at the very base there. It looks like we have LG also swinging potentially wide, so
They're gonna hit the ult. I bet they probably want to take the building that OXG is in, but OXG already leaving their building. Look at this race. It is a race for this building, and this should be our first. Oh, this is not good. This is not good for either team. This might be one of those instances where it's just a quick cleanup from one of the teams that is nearby, because there are 4 teams right in this little area here. Rate Shield's already out of oxygen. Not sure how they were able to. Okay, look at that. And they did already back up to the bridge, and that was a great call. LG taking the building that OXG was just in. HEC still in the little wildlife nest area, but 4 teams right in this tight area. That means they are going to want to dip and rotate around a different way. NRO said no.
The Cyril was down. That is such a good deterrent. If you want to hold a building and there's a team pushing, that Cyril is so hard to fight in. You lose so much opportunity, and if you don't have your own seer hold up, I would say get the hell out of there. So that's really smart for them to not try to fight in that.
All right, so Slept On sitting on top of a team that is in the IMC. They have a Horizon, so they could grief them, preventing them from... Look at that other Horizon trying to throw them off the roof here. Not going to be enough. But they could grief them. Horizon throwing the tactical right there in the center, which we're probably about to see when they open up the doorway here, as well as they're trying to steal that loot inside.
This is actually not the easiest of fights to take. These teams have done this a lot at this point and know how to counter it. So the team inside, we're about to see... If this happens to you guys, here's one way to counter it potentially. Slept On. I'd rather be the team on the roof, but I have in these lobbies seen the team inside be able
Look at Elevate. Elevate's here to just ruin everything, though. Look at them dropping down into zone a little bit later than I bet they expected. And this could be bad. Taking Arcstar damage and Thermite damage right there with the Horizon ult going down, and we are going to lose the Bloodhound on Smiley. Slept On, all 3 players up. Someone did end up making it out. Oh, they have... Wait, what's going on?
I think the third party...
No, Elevate didn't have a Wraith, so I guess it was, I guess it had to be Smiley's. Smiley's the only team running a Wraith, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Smiley on the inside of the IMC, they did get a Wraith portal out. It only got 2 players out, though, so Slept On does have all 3 up. Smiley has only 2 up, so it's going to be a 3v2 situation here as Slept On does push into the building against... And it's now we got 2. That was a nice swing there. 2v2 situation here. as Zerbo and Psycho try to get this done. This Horizon ult is going to be a big issue for Slept On as they do kill it, but at what cost here?
Yeah.
It looks like Psycho's going to be able to get a heal off, and I'm surprised. Oh, the third party is here.
There they are.
The issue.
Yep, there they are. Elevate taking out Slept On. So we did lose Slept On and Smiley back to back, and that was just, again, a super surprising through the wall building rotate out of Elevate. I know that neither one of those teams were expecting that, and yeah, that's just one of those fights where it's just not really anyone wins. All right, going back to the other side of the map, we're looking at FaZe as they rotate around.
You would almost, the teams that just died there probably feel like they were griefed. You know, Slept On was trying to push Smiley inside of the IMC. That could have been a pretty fair fight there. But yeah, Elevate just coming from a really weird angle nobody expected, and just free kills and loot for Elevate. Pretty fortunate for them there.
I mean, what do you expect when there's 20 teams up, though? Let's be honest. Like, just expect people to pop out of anywhere. Like,
Sure.
you know, 20 teams. This map is crowded, and it's getting smaller by the second because that fight was as the zone was closing. Luminosity Gaming still in the same building they're in, and look at all the teams playing zone. We have Hard Edge and we have zone, and there's really, like, hardly any in between.
And look at ESA on the far north. That is the team we just saw clean up the two other teams. So they're way out of zone, and I don't know. Do you like that fight? If you're Slept On, do you try to grief the team inside the IMC, or is that not smart?
That was actually Elevate, so I don't even see them on the map. I think they're further north. I think, Andrew, they're so far north we can't even. Yeah, I was gonna say they're so far north we can't even see them. ESA, I haven't. They have no kills this game so far, but yeah, they're gonna be like 5 minutes before we'll even see them on the map. But FaZe going through it right now, face to face against Rack, and there's a team right in front of them that they're gonna run into here. It is Kara Suno might have the jump on FaZe, although James Fearless and Wave very, very weak. Fearless down. Wave somehow dodging those 30-30 shots. Alb also trying to desperately heal up, as FaZe did a great job of surviving.
Yeah, I think FaZe is going to get some good KP here and potentially some nice loot. They had to clean up the last person on Kara, which they did. But to the roof, Snipe Down goes. Going to use the ability with the Red Eye, crazy Bloodhound to get on the roof and see if there's any people approaching. It does ward off the enemy. Rack is going to go ahead and back up. And yeah, FaZe is going to have a couple KP and some really good loot there and a nice position for in-game. So FaZe set up for a great in-game.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones. As you did see, it was just a complete cluster of teams right down here. Getting shot right in the back. Messiah is about to get a knock here. I'm not sure. Change that thing to automatic. Getting one player on the team down to one. And, a little bit of a turn right there. As Rack not only gets knocked, but thirsted as well. Ooh, 164 damage on top of the head, but they are getting shot at from across the way.
Using the smokes there for a nice buffer. Gonna go ahead and get off the scene. And super low health there. FaZe able to come in and third party this. We knew they were close by in the building, so pretty risky engagement there, knowing that FaZe was so close in general. So FaZe getting pushed. Aberlele, before he can even get the ult off, goes down. So FaZe looking like they're in a big issue here. They're gonna maybe get the res off, but I would assume the team that they're fighting is gonna go ahead and we'll push him here. Yes.
Yes, we do see a push, but Snipe Down putting a lot of damage, but getting shot in the back at the same time. Slurp also trying to do everything he possibly can. Gonna go down there. FaZe eliminated. Bots taking not only the kill leading spot, but also cleaning up that fight and capitalizing on the loot.
FaZe didn't have to leave their building. I do like playing off of an area that you can retreat to if needed. They could have played a bit safer potentially there and kept the building as a home base to play off of. And yeah, they got snuck up on.
They were getting shot in the back, though. That's not like they didn't lose that fight. They just were getting shot in the back, but
15 squads up. People with charge rifles.
I guess it's just bound to happen. Okay, looking at the rest of the map, we can see E8 finally making their way in. Gonna take one of these Tangerine buildings over in Barometer. Most likely going to only be here for a little bit before they have to move again. Yeah, they're not even safe there.
Yeah, also, Abrelelli just getting picked off in the Horizon Lift. I mean, that thing is just not safe like it is. If you play pubs or ranked, and you can use that all the time, but in these lobbies, you just get one magged out of it.
Big grenade damage here. OXG just holding down this building, putting up the defense. And that, yeah, they're not even going to push on that. Does not look like they're going to push. You could see the team right outside. It looked like that was I believe, a Newcastle silhouette. Looks so funny when he's in that big lunge. We have 100 Thieves and OXG right on top of each other.
They're going to go ahead and heal up and potentially take this fight. They know there are third parties lurking. So, once again, this is one of those situations where do you risk it all for the KP, or do you know you're in a good position and just try to play for in-game?
Andrew, look at Furia and CLG right there at the side. I think we might see some action between 100 Thieves, OXG, or possibly Furia and CLG. These would be some big fights. These were some good fights to see. Chat, you guys can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores and standings on your end for the first 3 games. If you're just tuning in, this is game 4, top right-hand side of your screen. And I love the overlays too, guys. What a wonderful addition to the broadcast. You can see the overall scores at the top of your screens for the teams.
Yeah, Fury and CLG feeling each other out here on the east side of the map there. They're going to have to move for zone as well with a couple teams nearby. Yeah, Tripods and E8 up on the hill. So a lot of teams up that direction near Antenna all need to move in. It's going to be zone 3 closing in 45 seconds. So not even sure you could finish a fight this fast. These teams should probably just go ahead and head towards safety.
All right, looking at E8. E8's had quite a bit of action so far this game. Only with 1 kill to their name, though, but they did show up. They were the ones that they've been kind of taking their time rotating in. They still have far to go, but they were just holding that spot there to see if a team was going to come from that side. Furia, CLG, still right on top of each other. No action, as well as between 100 Thieves and OXG. They're still right next to each other with no action yet.
Yeah, I like what 100 Thieves is doing here. Instead of risking it at this point, they would like to qualify today. They need the top 10, and they don't need to get in that building. They could play the outside like they're doing with the Watson and the Newcastle. So, as far as a points in qualifying decision, I agree. Okay,
ESA here with a little bit of a gatekeep of a team right in front of them, and then Tripods even behind them. Tripods just really wanting to get into this next zone. Zone 3 closing. It is closing right now. 30 seconds before they all have to be in the next spot. Gent with the ult in place. This could be a good ult. Could stop a couple of them, at least 2 in the process, and they killed that thing so quickly. I think it was dead before it even touched ground.
Yeah, Tripod's going to be in a situation. 10 seconds left. Zone is closing, and they are getting gate kept. This is a really tough one. They're fighting inside of a Cyril as well. I'm not sure how they're actually going to win this fight here. They have to take the Horizon Lift and basically land on another team. Jint going down in the process. Nick also down in the process. Deeds taking massive zone damage and going to also go down there. So.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, he did. He made it in, though, with just a sliver of health. But ESA with the ultimate gatekeep overall. Tripods eliminated. Only 1 player left in front of them. NRO also going down. ESA did a good job of getting into zone early, seeing that there was a couple of teams behind them, and they were able to take some of those kills. All right, over to Shipfall. MPS looking mighty sturdy with the Loba ult, Newcastle wall, and plenty of safe space where nobody can see them. As well as Furia, as we see some juicy Havoc shots out of his Watson. Bots also going down in the kill feed.
Yeah, we've got his Watson pulling up with the Havoc. We have the Wingman shots coming in as well. They're looking to take this high ground. And a really good heady. It's so hard to fight a team when they have headies like this. They're peeking barely over the top of the edge. And we have teams coming up behind them. That is going to be Bangalore Smoke, so the AA is going to be obstructed. Trying to back up and going to go ahead and back out. It looks like Furia might be going out here. They did get pulled up on from behind.
They had one player left, and I don't
good.
see them in the kill feed quite yet. They did get the thirst on one of the players. Elevate walking up here. All 3 players alive. They can be aggressive. MPS did end up going down. This could be good for Fury. I don't think I saw them leave quite yet. No, I think they were able to possibly maybe even get one back up. There was a thirst on one, but Sentinels versus E8 could be just a few moments away.
Sentinel's definitely getting in good position. They're looking for potential 3-2-1 on somebody. It does look like Furia did get his Watson back up, and
it was short-lived.
Fortunate.
Short-lived as they do get eliminated there, but that's okay. Furia has had a couple of decent games so far tonight. Some points next to their name as well. But they are out of this game as we watch the final 8 squads and Elevate in these last couple of fights.
Yeah, it does look like Elevate's going to be pushed here. They do get an early knock, though, so it's going to be 2 players versus 3 players. E8 looking like they might take this fight. We have a big swing here, though, and great shots. It's going to be a 1v3. The banner grab for fun there. And, yeah, unable to make it happen.
First attempt eliminated. Elevate down to just one player.
Yeah, Sentinels had the high ground. They've been looking for this opportunity. We saw them earlier looking around, poking around for anything, and they did find the free kill there as they might be pushed off. So Elevate looking to potentially get the res on top of that.
Look at this, Andrew. 100 Thieves and OXG were still next to each other, but let's go ahead and listen in to Sentinels as we watch this next fight.
I'm batting.
We can play second floor. We can play right here, second floor.
You
Coming second floor. Go inside. Yes.
You need to play up here, right?
Only door? Oh, that's how you.
Is there a new team up?
Swing back. Almost cracked.
Going to height.
Why am I dead sliding? Let me sell.
He's playing behind here. I'm swinging it.
Scanning.
That's all you.
He jumped.
Is this solo?
Maybe.
Inside full 3, I think.
I'm getting swung on.
All dead.
He jumped on the back side. On the back side. Yeah, he's.
Swing me.
Yes, there. He ran.
Yeah,
He ran. You're good.
I'm batting.
Can we all group on the roof? Can we all just group on the roof?
Yeah, I'm with you.
They're all
It's a duo,
east.
I think.
I need grab ammo.
That's a tree.
Kraber.
I have a
5
gold
bullets.
Diva re. I'm trying track 3.
Watch out for the crypto. Push right if you can.
I shot it.
Nice. Over bat.
Need out.
They might swing up on this. Be ready, Slayer.
90 on 1.
Swing left.
I'm batting. Fight this.
I cracked them all. They're all cracked.
I just hit the worst
Last
spray
hit on my left.
I've seen.
I'm not giving you shield.
Oh.
Yeah, I just can't fucking aim. Holy shit.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to let them think about what happened right there, but ESA are eliminated. You could hear there they weren't as happy with some of the strafes that they were hitting, but there were definitely some spicy wingman shots. Sentinels still alive, but on low ground, getting shot on top of their heads from Elevate, and they're going to drop down here. They still have a little sliver of that pulse. Senox is down. Hiding behind the Trident here. Who parked that there? Actually, big brain to have the Trident sitting right there, providing a little extra cover for E8 as they're trying to just shoot the knockdown shields, and a player's just right behind him. Guys, Sentinels eliminated. We have just a couple of squads left. It is down to HEC and Elevate. HEC versus E8. Who is going to take this dub?
Yeah, HEC has high ground. They have all 3 players up, and they have a crypto ult. So HEC looking like they have the advantage here. Arc Stick coming in, and that's going to really mix things up, but HEC actually does have too much of an advantage there. It takes the dub. Well played from HEC. They were looking for some points, so this should be pretty good for them.
Wow, different teams dominating every single game tonight. Guys, these qualifiers could have some big upsets. And yes, I'm being told we don't have every single team in Discord comms. We will try to do as many listen-ins as possible, but we don't have every single team in comms. Again, that was really surprising to see Alb go down there, mid-horizon ult.
You see that happen so often. If it's a team that has the ability to see you easily, and it's not a surprise, the Horizon tactical like that is a death trap. You saw a couple games ago, ESA used the Horizon in tactical really well, that we talked about on 100 Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
But they it was kind of a crazy fight, and 100 Thieves wasn't really ready for that. But if you're fighting a pro team and they're kind of all looking at you as you take the Horizon lift, it's curtains.
Okay. HEC, the winners of Game 4 in our first game on Storm Point. We'll get some scores up to you guys in just a moment here, but like I said, we've seen a different team dominate each and every round, so these qualifier points are going to, without a doubt, come down to the last couple of games, and we are already done with 4, 2 games left. Let's take a look at the scores.
Yeah, HEC did get the dub there, as we saw, also with 10 kills, so they get 22 points. Elevate with the second place in 10 kills, another really good game for them. ESA they get 7 kills. That's pretty good actually. So ESA can be really happy about that third place. Sentinels we saw kind of running around on the roof, only was able to get 1 kill out of the whole situation. Fourth place should be pretty decent on the points there though. Tripods, as we've seen all day, have been doing well. Juka, one question I have is Tripods rotated in last game. They opted to run on foot down that hill towards Barometer and had to fight the team on edge. Do you think there was an opportunity for them to take a ult and forgo all that?
I don't know if they ulted to get to that building, so I don't even know that. I didn't look and see if they had it, but I mean, yeah, looking back, if an ult was available, if they could have safely gotten that ult off, yes, that would have been ideal, because that was just a good cleanup. I think it was ESA that was able to capitalize on the cleanup there between the 3 teams that were going. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get the lobby filled up for game number 5, and we'll be right back. E8, as they're trying to just shoot the knockdown shields, and a player's just right behind him. Guys, Sentinels eliminated. We have just a couple of squads left. It is down to HEC and Elevate. HEC versus E8. Who is going to take this dub?
Yeah, HEC has high ground. They have all 3 players up, and they have a crypto ult. So HEC looking like they have the advantage here. Arc Stick coming in, and that's going to really mix things up, but HEC actually does have too much of an advantage there. It takes the dub. Well played from HEC. They were looking for some points, so this should be pretty good.
Zero claim their second win of the day.
Hello and welcome back. You guys are watching the Week 4 Split 2 Oversight Hyperlux Qualifier. Top 10 teams tonight will get to move forward to the $5,000 finals later this week. It will be held at 7 p.m. on Friday. That is 7 p.m. Eastern. But Andrew, talk to me about this overall leaderboard.
Yeah, Tripods, as we've seen, having a very consistent day. First 3 games out of Tripods were perfection. I would say the last game, maybe the zone pull was just too far for them to actually be able to get in safely. But Esports Arena in second place, CLG spots. Furia with 28 points. I like the spread so far. We have a solid amount of teams that are in the running today for first place. We know that top 10 today is the primary objective. So we're going to be looking at the teams with 20 points all potentially eliminated today, and looking at the teams in the bottom 10 all the way down. Well, as we've seen, you can have a huge game and come from last place and get top 10 in these events. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the bottom teams, as well as they can just have one big game to qualify.
Yep, like Andrew just mentioned, Oxygen, FaZe, NRO, and Stormtroopers, really close. 1 or 2 big games, and they will be up there in top 10. We'll see them later this week. They just have to kick out one of the strong teams that's already on the left-hand side there in the top 10, but anything can happen. We've seen these teams hit a 30-point game. It's unlikely, but I mean, we saw Tripods tonight with a 26-point game right there in World's Edge, so
True.
It can be done. We have 2 games left. We had a remarkably fair drop on Storm Point, like super fair. I feel like the biggest surprise that we had was between Smiley and Slept On at the IMC, and then having another team rotate late through the wall. But that was the biggest surprise so far of the game. Great game, really good end zone, lots of teams alive. Where do you want this next zone to pull?
Zone pulls on Storm Point. Thinking of a couple really good ones. Barometer has a couple zone pulls that are pretty fun, have a lot of opportunity for people to hide underneath the bridges and stairways. I'll give you one other one. The Beast pulls are pretty cool too, because you have the teams inside the Beast, on top of the Beast, and a couple tents outside. So potentially looking for one of those pulls in the next game.
Okay, well, I'm calling Cenote. I think Cenote is fun. There's just so many buildings around that area. Not the one that's like the far back area where it's like only 1 or 2 buildings, but like the meaty part of Cenote, not near the cave, near the tunnel. That's where I want this zone to be. Again, guys, we have no say on the zones. They are completely random, and there's no way of knowing, but we do like to keep it a little fun here, maybe do a little bit of guessing, but great gameplay overall. You guys in chat can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current standings. I do want to say thank you to Oversight and Hyperlux. Andrew and I love being involved with these tournaments. We're doing all of the qualifiers for the remainder of Split 2 and would love to be involved with Split 3, but it is, like we said, an honor. We've been hosting tournaments for Apex for almost 4 years now, ever since the game came out, and we enjoy seeing the high action, high tier gameplay. We appreciate you guys spending part of your evenings with us. We will be your casters for the rest of the qualifiers. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, Juka, if you had to pick what's number 1 legend right now in these lobbies? Like, is there one legend that feels like it's overpowered or affecting fights, or is this just all gun skill?
I mean, if you're asking me my favorite, it's Space Mommy. It's Horizon. Horizon is, I think, one of the most fun legends to play, and I think that she's a game changer, and I love Horizon, so.
I think Valkyrie, for me, if you took Valkyrie out of the game, I think it would be completely different how people play. Some of the other legends are more for close range fighting abilities and opportunities like that, but yeah, Valkyrie, for me, just seeing people be able to just leapfrog all the way into zone, and it's kind of too easy to grief teams with Valkyrie if you think about it.
Yeah,
you can just land on the best building and put a team that had great positioning in a lot of trouble. So
I love watching a Newcastle team, though. I think Newcastle on a team, especially with a gold knockdown, can give you some crazy fights, like some wow moments where a team that really shouldn't win a fight is able to pop a sneaky res as the team's desperately trying to rotate around, as a Newcastle is just pulling the knocked down body around each and every single way and then throw his tactical in with it. Newcastle, for me, provides some amazing endgame plays that I wish we could see more of.
Yeah, one other cool thing that I've seen people mention along the way, would there be any opportunity in Apex for bans? Could you have a ban of a character per game or per series?
For third-party tournaments, yes, but I will say, I mean, knowing the creators of Oversight, they are very ALGS focused, and the ALGS, the official tournament series for Apex, they are not going to have a legend ban. You know, they're not going to do that. So since this is trying to provide the best practice for these pro teams and prep them for ALGS, for Pro League, they're not going to do that unless we ended up seeing that at that level.
Yeah,
But
sure.
for third-party tournaments, absolutely. And I think it's kind of neat to see.
I'm just thinking even for the Pro Scene ALGS style. I mean, there's always options. They add little things in here and there. I wonder if that's an option. I think it'd be pretty interesting because I know some of the. It might not be Seer that's banned. Maybe they ban Valk. Maybe they ban Horizon. Maybe it's an interesting one. Just to mix it up and people are practicing the same legends so often. Maybe it would force players and teams to maybe have some alternative comps that they might have to use if there's a certain ban. Could be interesting.
Andrew, I know you were on a bit of a rant, but did you see where the zone is pulling? Andrew, it's the same. I mean, I think this one's more shipfall, but what?
Okay.
What is going on? I'm surprised to see this again. So we're probably going to see a similar placement. But what great variety we're seeing with the zone. Yeah, absolutely. All right, FaZe is going to go ahead and take out the bots in the IMC. Bots not to be confused with the team bots in the lobby. Getting some good loot in here as well.
Putting in work, big damage on the bots, and we have E8 rotating under the cave. Everyone's just going to be doing their usual rotations right now. Probably avoiding fights as they try, especially if you're up in this northern part of the map, to get all the way back down there to Shipfall. That is a very long way, and if you're going to get there and get a good spot, you need to not fight on the way.
All right, we're watching Elevate as they rotate around, and we're already seeing MPS in a bit of a fight. Looks like they did get someone knocked with the... Okay. Capitalizing on that kill as well.
Yeah, Pal had the kill there, so that was with a 30-30. I'm imagining they might have just caught somebody a little straggling in rotation. And HEC eliminated as well, so MPS looking to get a good position here in Shipfall. This is right where they want to be. And LG, that's a really nice spot in the back nut there. They're probably just going to hold that for the remainder of the game as long as they can, and sometimes that is in play almost into the very last round, so nice spot for them.
Okay. Teams wanting to rotate in early again. MPS still going through it a little bit as they are now getting pushed.
They got pulled up on pretty fast. They're going to try to retreat and get better positioning. They weren't quite ready for that, and they also got their shields beat up a little bit. So they're going to pull all the way back, and they're going to take height. That is quite a good spot there. Right on top of the ship. I've seen several teams win from that position.
Yeah, OXG also getting shot at in the Trident. You know, your hitbox is so massive when you're in there, but the damage is dispersed among all three players. So as long as there's no arcs on you, you really are fine in the Trident. That also, as we just saw, that last fight, the last game, Trident can provide some awesome cover fire, but yo, we have some drama over at Mill.
Yeah, looking for some early kills, and that is a stun and a Messiah beaming you down. Unfortunate rack as they storm through the mill. Bangalore bombs connecting, and hostiles detected. I wonder. Yeah, there's multiple teams around at this point, so yeah, that's why they're backing up here.
All right, Stormtroopers as a duo having to hold off this building as much as possible, doing a cool 80 damage to someone on the stairs, but probably going to end up going down right here as all three players just walked up, and that is Slept On, getting a couple of points. FaZe and Rack still fighting over at one of the mill buildings.
Yeah, this is FaZe letting out a little frustration on the day. Hopefully going to get some KP here as they push up on what was a third party and now just turned into a 3v3. There is also a team potentially that could third party them from the low ground. Aberlali getting a nice little knock here and going down so fast again.
I mean, Impulse must have just lit him up right there. Slurp, the only player alive, but Slept On is also there. So this is not... Oh, Slurp. Slurp, come on. You can do it. Hitting the 47, the crack. One more juicy, massive shot, and the third party did end up giving FaZe an opportunity to get one or two of those kills before they did end up going down, and that is Slept On.
Yeah,
Slept On with the full final cleanup.
I mentioned there was a team close by. I guess they didn't know about but we certainly knew there was a team on the low ground. So any damage taken or downs or casualties taken there would have resulted in a instant third party and decimation.
You guys just see Furia sneaking up on someone, but they were ready. They heard something. The Seer was somehow looking through the hands for the heartbeat. His Watson doing some damage before going down. This is tripods that they are fighting. Horizon ult down, spiking a couple of grenades in there just to be safe. 62 flesh with that grenade, getting Nick Mercs out. And the Thirst. And wanting to get the ult out of there as well. Anders, Zera, trying to get his Watson back indoors, somewhere safe, for a little bit of a reset.
Yeah. Gonna be tough for Gent here. Both teammates thirsted, and both teammates' boxes right next to the door that Fury is sitting on. So Gent probably not even gonna be interested in getting these banners.
You know, Furia just had the advantage in that fight. They walked up on them, I will say. Nick did a really good job of recognizing it and keeping his head on a swivel with the Seer heartbeats. Dropped that ult as soon as he knew there was danger nearby, but a little too late. You know, just getting that instant crack and knock on someone on tripods was just enough to be the move that they needed for Furia to capitalize on. Okay, we do still have a couple of teams over here at Shipfall. This is most likely where the zone will end up pulling. Surprised that it's only 3 teams here, though. Yeah, you guys know that dotted white line. You can only see that here in the broadcast. Dotted white line is the next zone. That is looking good for OXG, for Luminosity.
MPS. I like their spot. MPS is the kind of light brown or brownish orangish kind of color there. They're right on top of ship, and it's a really solid spot. It's high ground, and a lot of teams are going to be free picks for them, especially if they have a charge rifle or a G7, some type of long range gun. So
yeah, I like their spot, but you know who else's spot I like? I really like Luminosity's spot. I know that they're not safe for 2 zones away, but with where they're situated, they might end up having a somewhat isolated fight against 100 Thieves, and they do have a lot of cover right there. You know, a lot of people might want MPS's spot, so I just feel like, you know, it just takes so much defense, so much work to hold the spot when you are in dead center of zone.
Here we pull up. This is the comp we were talking about earlier. There was a God squad. This would certainly be in the running with Seer, Horizon, and Valkyrie. You could argue that the abilities situationally are the best in the game. They're gonna pull up. Can we see a demonstration of how this is done?
Getting the crack there could have been enough to walk up, but not getting enough information from the scan, not the confidence that they want. They're going to opt to just play the little heady on the backside of the roof here and see if we can maybe get some triple red shields for the rest of the team.
For some entry damage, they are nowhere close to where they need to be. So they're looking for, you can see them looking backwards for potential third parties, but yeah, they really either need to take that fight or get a move on.
Okay, Sentinels also making home at the other side of the ship. So we have Sentinels on one side, MPS on the other. Sentinels getting some decent points last game, decent placement points, not the kills really that they wanted. And you know what, Andrew? I think that Tartan Fleece skin on the Watson, it goes extra hard. So I think that that's what they need to capitalize on a lot of points this game. You know, when you see a pro player rock out the plaid like that, you know that they mean business.
Absolutely. We have a little bit of a 3-2-1 situation here. Smiley trying to get the initial knock, and I don't think they pulled it off. That's one of the best ways to start a fight. Horizontal coming in and not hitting anybody. They're going to have to retreat. The team they're fighting is retreating back into the bamboo area. Smiley taking some entry damage as well. So do you risk running across that body of water, or do you just head for zone?
I don't know.
The cover is blown.
All right, they're backing up. They're backing up. Look at 100 Thieves spot. That is a cheeky spot indeed. Oh, Furia is not happy about it. Furia, I've seen them take 100 Thieves out from when they're on low ground. They don't like 100 Thieves taking these high ground spots with the Newcastle wall, and they're going to punish them just like they did in World's Edge in Game 3. They want to do it again. Anders is not happy about it. Literally just, how much, I can't even see how much, have that much ammo.
Oh, only 40
does,
bullets.
He doesn't have that much ammo to be just shooting those walls, but you know what? LG Luminosity also does not like 100 Thieves sitting up there. You know, you put a target on your back when you make a spot that's that good. Nobody wants 100 Thieves to sit up there, and it just feels like they're being attacked from every which way.
Yeah, hopefully the Newcastle has some accelerants because they're going to be pretty exposed here in a minute once the Newcastle wall goes down. They're taking grenades from all angles as well. Watson Jin is no longer available either. And the Valkyrie ult is also down, so they're kind of forced to stay here, hoping that people will run out of ammo that are shooting at them.
I mean, oh, look at this. I mean, I feel for them right now. It just really feels like no one wants them up there. Okay, let's go check out another part of the map. We are having a full send situation. I repeat, a full send situation. This is Bots, the winner of the first game tonight, getting the juicy scan. 2 players very low. Only 1 player with some health, but that is not going to stop him wanting to full send. Hit the hip. Those were some hip fire G7 shots. Near impossible shots to get on a horizon, strafing up the lift like that. 2 players down, 1 player left on Bots. And it looks like E8 is going to clean this up, but let's go ahead and listen in.
New team, new team, new team, new team! You guys need to back out if you can.
Yeah, they're all so hurt. Go, Presley, go.
I think you just rotate. No cap. I think you literally just run. Just leave. I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah, you just run.
I wasn't sure if the go, Presley, go was like cheering him on, like I believe, but you wait.
Oh no.
Furia is so heated about 100 Thieves in this high ground that there's no shot that LG is going to let them full send like this. They tried to full send with the horizon, but they stopped. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the go was a cheering him on, like I believe in you, you can fight all 3 of them, or just go like run. Run for your life, run. Either way worked right there, as they're going to continue on as a solo. But 100 Thieves somehow the survivors of Game 5. And Furia was getting... Who are they fighting now? Getting shot in the back.
Furia looking so hard for a fight. They've thrown everything they could at 100 Thieves, and now they've turned around and they're fighting a team towards Shipball right now. They have him pinned behind a little box. So Furia is also getting shot in the sides. Nice shots out of his Watson as he pushes up with the Bangalore smoke, and they are running this team back. How far out of position do they want to get though? Pander's taking the L and going down as they chase this team all the way across the entire map.
It looks like 100 Thieves did finally drop off of high ground as well, and they probably want to be aggressive here. So this is 100 Thieves that we are watching.
Is Watson down at the hands of 100 Thieves? So 100 Thieves getting revenge after Furia tried to grief them for so long. Furia out.
I don't think
Thieves
Furia
relish in that.
They didn't get those kills. I don't think they got those kills either because CLG went out after them. So 100 Thieves now getting shot on top of the heads by Luminosity Gaming. This is LG that we are watching fighting 100 Thieves. Yanya eliminated.
Oh, LG.
100 Thieves might win this fight. Walking up here, hiding behind the knockdown shield. A cool 88 damage, trying to get the reload. The 30-30 hip fires are just not going to connect as LG go down. 100 Thieves, Anmu, clutching right there. Going to maybe get... Oh, no, no, no. Not sure who this is in front, but 100 Thieves also end up going down to the hands of ESA, who now take the spot. But again, this is not in the zone. But Andrew, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6...
17.
You did like 30. That's at least 35 death boxes. At least. At least.
I would say LG... 100 Thieves is not going to be happy at LG. LG didn't really need to take that fight and didn't have great entry damage. So fighting like that in the zone with that many teams around was super risky. 100 Thieves had a good third party, and then LG just kind of shoved into them. So both teams going out because of that.
Okay, we do have a Kraber in play in Sang's hands. This is on Team Smiley. This team has probably changed their legends the most this game. I saw Sang on, I believe, Catalyst earlier, then Wraith, and now Bangalore. Looking to connect a couple of shots. Smiley right here. You guys in chat can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores, the current standings. But Smiley really looking to capitalize on some points, as I think they only have 8 to their name. All right, that's, was going to do a nice little smoke and scan play, but not going to work. Seer ult from the enemy squad was placed down, and that is just a good defense. And that's, a Bloodhound scan can really slow someone down, as well as a Seer ult. You just don't, there's just a few things you don't push on. Right when you get scanned, right when there's an ult on you, it's just not worth it. And, that split second of being able to pre-fire anyone in this lobby is just enough when all these players have such impeccable aim.
That's a really good reason for Crypto. If you're interested in taking these fights and not having to be completely debilitated by Seer ults, you can use a Crypto. But Crypto is otherwise one of the worst scan legends if you're not using him for that. So yeah, it's a pretty big risk to run Crypto over Bloodhound or Seer at this moment. But the Kraber shots are coming in here from Sang. As we push into the zone is closing 15 seconds, and Sang's trying to put down some damage with the Digi. You're gonna get the armor swap here as NRO is eliminated by the team on top of ship, and we're gonna go right in to the next fight on top of ship. And
Smiley also going through it. Yeah, so FA eliminated, E8 eliminated, and we are actually watching Sentinels here. Sentinels still all 3 players alive and well, and you can see there by the Glad you know that we are watching Senox. Smiley eliminated on low ground, a little bit out of place, just getting kind of called out by Sentinels.
Nice little nook they're playing there, but it is very, very risky. We have Shubi.
Is he a rat?
Solo?
Is he solo? Ooh.
And Phony doesn't see him.
How?
I think he might be confused with
Shubi. I think Shubi has a Kraber, so how wonderful would it be if he could just pop up 210 someone right in the face. And I'm not sure.
Looking directly at them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we have ESA alive, Karasuna, OXG, MPS, and Sentinels. 13 players. That was a nice stick. You could see he jumped so far away from his team, and Crust does go down there.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, he just died for it. If he would have stayed on his team, they would have probably been in trouble too. So lose-lose situation there as Senox goes down as well. Only 1 player left up on Sentinels.
Yep.
As a couple teams push from different angles.
ESA looking good. This could be an ESA cleanup though.
Yeah.
All 3 players alive. Somehow we do still have the solo of MPS alive. OXG, all 3 players up on that squad as well.
Yeah, Phony just either sleeping on it or they have an agreement, but not seeing the heartbeat behind him. He might have just seen it. He's turned around. No, Seer. I've never seen this happen before, honestly.
All right, we do have a very late game Valk ult. ESA not going to be happy about that. Wanted to try to take space back up a little bit because they're not even in zone themselves, and they do not want them to walk up. But there's these pillars that you can sit behind. Getting the stun right there. Wow, what a stun. What grenade damage, and they're going to swing on this. Go ahead and swing on it. Clean up Karasuno, take them out. ESA looking good. Seer ult's down. 4 squads left. It is down to Sentinels, OXG, ESA. Final 3 now.
Yeah, and Shubi was actually able to run past ESA and get all the way into zone before dying. So really crazy that rat lived there. We're gonna have to review the footage on that. ESA in a great spot. They do have a bit of high ground on the other team. And ESA's looking really poised unless one of the other teams pushes them to win this game.
ESA, Andrew, look, they don't care, 3 teams up. They just want to go ahead and take this, and what a good, juicy angle, high ground, being able to shoot down and be not in sight of the other team. So this is huge. This is huge for them. Gonna opt now to just provide a little bit of cover fire, but it looks like ESA did end up losing 2 players. Final fight here between OXG and ESA. OXG with 2 players up.
Sheesh.
OXG did end up, and that's just, if that's not proof of if you can just be the last team to fight when there's 3 teams up, that is just, that's what you need. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, ESA cleaned up that fight easily right before getting wiped. It just shows that if you lose positioning, that's everything in this game. They didn't take any damage as they pushed the 3rd team, and once it was 3v3, they were just out of position for 5 seconds, and 2 of them got instantly knocked for it.
And Andrew, we're continuing on with lots of different teams dominating tonight, though. I like it. It keeps it spicy.
Yeah, good fights, really good fights, and
that's huge, Andrew. That win for OXG might be enough to solidify a top 10 spot. They were in the bottom 10. They only had 18 points before this game, so they needed that dub. And who did they kick out?
And look at this. Look how clean, all full health, and they just get wiped for it. You lose positioning and you lose the game.
Okay, OXG, the winners of Game 5. We are down to the final game. I can't believe it. And guys, there is going to be a little bit of a winter break with this Oversight Hyperlux series. You will not see us again until next year. We won't be back until early January. We're going to take a couple weeks off with this event, but there will be the $5,000 finals on Friday. But let's take a look at the Game 5 scores.
Yeah, Esports Arena did not win that game, as we saw, but they did have 10 kills, so well played from them. They do get 19 points, as well as Oxygen. Oxygen won the game, so they get the 12 placement points, as we can see. They only had 7 kills, so they also get 19 points. So both teams getting 19 points, first and second. Team Smiley getting 7 kills there. Really good for them. They didn't get the placement they wanted with only 3 placement points, but with 7 kills, 10 points for them. They're looking to qualify. They would love to be in the finals too. Sentinels, once again, a relatively decent amount of points there for them. Slept On needs big points. They've only been in this series for a couple games now. And 100 Thieves, MPS, Cara Furia, E8 rounding out the top 10 there for you.
Yep, right. Now, those are just the Game 5 scores. We will go ahead and get the overall scores up to you guys in just a moment. You can also do exclamation point now in chat and see the scores. We're going to take a quick break and we'll review the totals right after this. Look, they don't care, 3 teams up. They just want to go ahead and take this, and what a good juicy angle, high ground, being able to shoot down and be not in sight of the other team. So this is huge. This is huge for them. Gonna opt now to just provide a little bit of cover fire, but it looks like ESA did end up losing 2 players. Final fight here between OXG and ESA. OXG with 2 players up.
Sheesh.
OXG did end up, and that's just, if that's not proof of if you can just be the last team to fight when there's 3 teams up, that is just, that's what you need. That's what you need to do.
But SSG and Complexity from above find their own success. Furia with this angle as well. Actually, it's Complexity. Did they just finish off SSG?
Yes, they did. Complexity now have the 2nd best position in the lobby, and Furia need to make sure that they're not focused. That's a really good Rolling Thunder, but this Falco from NRG is one that's ultimately placed them on the low ground. The climb may still be possible, and this play from NRG could allow them to pull off an unsuspecting team. Take that carpet right out from under them, but they've got to wait. They've got to play the patience game. Furia still fighting up against Complexity, who have lost their cover. Down goes the Newcastle wall. They've got the high ground. They've got the Bloodhound ult, and it's time for the Dia de Furia. Pander's getting played outside. Takes a lot of damage from that thermite scan. Still going to be up very soon, though. And Furia with full information need to find some way to get angles on this squad.
Oh! His Watts with big damage. Zera looking low. It might be, yes,
Energy!
the go button here. Energy have climbed up. They've got angles on both of these teams, but they need to finish one straight on top of the car here. Fury eliminated. Turn that right around and find victory from...
Welcome back. We are already going head-to-head against the final game of the night, last game of the qualifiers. And we have seen so many different teams dominate. Guys, if you're just tuning in, you missed 5 amazing games. We're getting ready to start the last game on Storm Point. We're His and Hers Live. I'm Judy, or you guys can call me Juka.
Yo, guys, we're back at it again. I'm Andrew, and we're going into the final game. Juka, what did you think about that 100 Thieves play on the Rock? They held off multiple teams for so long, and then they got revenge on Fury. That was pretty interesting scenario.
I feel like they did get a little bit of a revenge indeed, but then I think they got taken out right by LG right after that. I'm pretty sure, but you know what? What's in the past?
They killed LG too.
Oh, you know what? That was revenge. That was ultimate revenge, and that had to feel pretty good, especially if they knew that those were the 2 teams that were pestering them the entire time they were sitting up on that rock. But let's look at the overall leaderboard. Tripod's getting knocked out of their first place spot, but you know what, guys? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Top 10 is all that matters. Top 10 is all that needs to happen to move forward to the $5,000 finals on Friday. Esports Arena took the dub and the #1 spot on the night with 53 points. Tripods with 48. Oxygen, Esports, CLG, 100 Thieves, Furia, Bot, Sentinels, Karasuno, and Elevate. Look at how close these scores are. HEC 3 points away. NRO a couple points behind them. FaZe right there tied with Stormtroopers. If we saw FaZe, Stormtroopers, Smiley dub this game, NRO, HEC, that would be enough for them to be up in the finals on Friday. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen this last game.
Yeah, you can imagine, I don't know, any of these teams on the edge are going through some serious pep talks right now.
Yeah.
FaZe needs only a handful of points to qualify. So, I mean, you got to imagine they're trying to gather up the focus and just get some points here in this last game so they could at least qualify for the final.
Yeah.
It would be pretty big deal for them if they don't qualify.
Absolutely. So you guys in chat, if you forgot those scores, do exclamation point now. You can see them right in front of your face as well. Final game lobby is starting up right in just a minute. And like I said, we've seen so many different teams dominate tonight. It has been very spicy. Slept On is one of the teams that I know they're sitting towards the bottom. They did miss the first 2 games tonight. There was another team that had to step out. So, you know, still kind of rooting for them a little bit. I do want to thank everyone for being here. If you're just tuning in, we are His and Hers Live, and we will be your casters for the remainder of Split 2 qualifiers. There's going to be a little bit of a winter break, so we'll be off for the next couple of weeks, but we will be back in January at the start of the new year for the final, I believe, weeks 5 and 6 before the playoffs at the end of the month. $20,000 playoffs.
Yeah, certain teams like NRO, MSP. I see you guys in chat asking. They do just use the first initial of each of their names.
Yeah.
So like Madness has
MPS,
Madness, Pow Pow, and Shooby Tooby. Naughty Rocker and Asivian are NRO. So oftentimes some of these emerging teams, they don't really have a main sponsor that they're repping or anything like that yet. So they just kind of throw in their initials as a team name instead of trying to create something clever, you know?
Who do I think is going to win this next game? I'm being asked. You know what? I feel like I was pretty spot on with guessing who was going to win in the TSM turn yesterday. I did call it twice on game 2 and game 3. But let me just go out on a limb and say this is going to be an LG dub. Luminosity Gaming. This is going to be a dub. It's going to be an upset. It's going to be a surprise. And you know, you want more details, they're going to end up getting 27 point game.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out. I mean, Tripod's been having such a good day. Why not just have a final game that is won by Tripods to send them into the finals with some really good momentum? We'll see if they can get a dub here.
Okay. Well, we'll see. You guys in chat, let us know who you think could possibly win this last game. The lobby is filling up. The players are getting ready to fly in for the last fights of the night.
Looking at the comps here, yeah. I mean, there's a decent variation in players other than Valkyrie. I think I saw 16 Valkyries. Everyone's still pretty much playing Valkyrie. It's hard to argue a character to replace Valkyrie with unless you're just so confident that the zone is going to pull towards you.
Oh, observers. I like this. Thank you. I like this angle. You know what? I'd be fine seeing this angle all the time.
Wildlife. You know, it is very sad that the wildlife. Actually, I think in Apex the wildlife doesn't die. I think the wildlife regenerates. So it's just little loot packages of pinatas type things. No death here for the animals in Apex Legends. That's the same reason why you see the bat not dying either.
I am impressed that you called Echo a bat for the first time. I've been trying to convince Andrew that there is a difference between a bat and a bird. And that is the first time. So I'm hype about that. We are learning here. And yeah, it's about time.
The bird. Yeah, no vantages on the map today. We've seen a couple vantages try to be played here and there, but I'm assuming, I guess at this point, the teams have decided vantage is a no-go. Catalyst still on a few teams. I don't know. Did you see any for Stormpoint? Any Catalysts?
No, but CLG in the center of zone. This is pulling right up to where they land. This is great. This is very good for CLG. CLG is a team that is not shy of taking any fights, so the fights might come directly to them. That could be very good. This could be a CLG dub, but you know what? I'm going to stick to it and still say LG because I called them on the drop.
Nano doing a little shenanigans, alt-tabbing there, and I think Catalyst is probably better on World's Edge because there's more buildings that are playable. Essentially, the passive for Catalyst is stronger on World's Edge. I'm not sure. I'm surprised to see any teams honestly running Catalyst at this point, and I think it's mainly just experimental. Some of the other characters are just so dang strong.
And you can already tell the CLG has already scanned the beacon, so they have that zone information. It's already green on their mini-map. When we're watching a certain player's point of view, guys, we see exactly what they see. Now, sometimes the spectators will put on highlights of the enemy teams, so we can also see a little bit more. We can basically see everything a seer sees at all times, though. ESA going to hit the one and only jump tower on the map.
They're not too far off a zone either, so all the teams doing the good old rotates here, trying to rotate cleanly without getting picked off. One of the biggest things you want to try to avoid during rotations is being the person on your team who gets picked off with a G7 from distance, because that's what these teams are looking for. That while rotating, they're looking around to see if there's any players that might be able to pick off. So you're never really safe. You got to be super on top of your game at all times during rotation.
Okay, OXG opting to rotate with the Trident. They're just ready.
Very sketchy.
They're ready. They're aimed right down the front, ready to go if need be. And you know what? Tripods. It looks like this is Tripods versus HEC. HEC winning this fight so far with some big entry damage.
Ooh.
Getting the 70 damage shot knock on Nick Merck. Stormtroopers also eliminated at the same time. I'm not exactly sure where that fight was happening, but that is not good for Tripods. Now, Tripods, guys, don't worry. Tripods fans, do not worry. They are in second place so far on the night, so they have already qualified. HEC now in the middle of the pack, though, so they kind of need the points more than them.
Yeah, 2 games back-to-back now where Tripods early game having big issues. And, you know, sometimes that just happens, but they're not going to be happy about it.
First attempt, hitting the ult, sitting in second to last place right now. Going to probably get a little close to CLG. They're going to take the no-name side here. Sentinels also taking a little bit of damage, trying to just avoid as they rotate around.
You can play against that, but the top building, south side, has an angle on you. In between the tree.
I think we're
There's
listening
the spot
into
up
them.
Here. We don't want to play it right now, but
they're trying to figure out exactly what they're doing on the rotation here. Does look like we're in a fight with FaZe, and FaZe needs points, guys. FaZe needs that couple points to qualify, and they are taking an early fight with 19 squads up.
All right.
Nice entry knock on Messiah, and this is going to be the full rack squad eliminated.
Good job as Snipedown takes the kill lead, has a little bit of time left on his Beast of the Hunt ult, can kind of scan the horizon and see if anybody is walking up on them. But good points for FaZe as they're sitting in 13th place and need a big game to squeeze into top 10.
Rack eliminated, and that means they are out for the week. They do not qualify. They needed a big game there, so here we go over to LG as they try to push towards zone. Does look like Hill is caught out. Hill was trying to rotate down the hill as a solo. Not exactly sure what the maneuver was, but LG very fortunate to catch Hill solo there with no cover. And LG probably going to try to push up and capitalize on that.
Wait, you see Deeds right behind him, though. Deeds, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what happened there? I think Deeds was going to wrap around and get banner.
Yes.
And I think Hill was going to go try to contest that.
Mm-hmm.
Hill thought that that was Deeds.
Oh, they almost booped each other right as he walked down. They really almost did. Great scout shots, getting the crack. And are they gonna hop? No. They
Yeah,
are.
they're gonna get in the beamer and chase. Yeah.
LG with the aggressive plays, 18 points. You know what, you guys? I mean, you really have nothing to lose at this point, so go for it. They don't only need to win, but they need a lot of points, so they have to play aggressive here. And when they know there's a weak team in front of them, and weak because they're not full, that's why I'm saying that. But they're going to try to capitalize on it. They're looking. They probably are going to hear that res, as Gent was only able to get. Or excuse me, Deeds was only able to get one player. Nick Merckx will have to just coach this game. And LG ended up just looks like taking the car right back to where they started. They're not pushing that.
Yeah, Nick's not going to be happy about it, but they do get a slight reset, and there is a pretty big fight over here.
Here's Stormcatcher.
Right near Stormcatcher. This is where the zone is pulling. Sentinel's trying to claim a little bit of territory here. Getting shot in the back.
Oh, Furia. Yo, Furia, you don't know that they're there until someone is dead and you see their name in the kill feed. And that's why I love watching Furia, because they just have these surprise attacks and they just pop up out of nowhere. ESA also getting eliminated. I see in the kill feed, going out in 18th place this game. All right, smokes in. Hopefully maybe a scan or two.
Furia has a great building here. They probably are going to play off this building and use it defensively. And we do have a Jurassic Park fight going down right now. It is FaZe. Like we said, they need points, and it is not looking good. Slurp is down. Aberlily at 1 HP, going down. Fate, the last one up. Snipe down, trying to make something happen. And this could be curtains for FaZe for the week here.
Looks like he just got scanned as well. NRO spiking the smoke, and there's another team inside?
2 teams, yeah. So there was a 3-team debacle here on the stairs. I don't think Snipe Down's gonna be able to get this, but we're going in. Naughty with the wingman. A terrible sight to see. And Naughty is swinging into 3v2 now. Great shots coming out, and now we have a listen in right now as well for the team.
There's a Valk in my back. Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy. You guys kill him. I killed him. On me, one guy.
Can you streak it so I can see it as well?
No, I can't.
He's right there on my ping. He's behind the rock.
On me. I'm dead.
I'm gonna go to Bangalore. There's 2 of them. Bangalore hit 99. Bangalore hit for 99.
I killed him all. Nice. Alright, let's not tunnel on the loot. Kill these fucking mutts, bro.
It's the British people, bro. They're attacking us.
Get it.
I've heard the Prowlers called many a things. Sometimes crocodiles, sometimes alligators, sometimes we've called them cows, dogs, but that was the first time I've ever heard them called a mutt. But good fights, really, really good fights indeed out of NRO, and a couple of kills for them. So going back over to Smiley, currently in 15th place in the qualifiers. Top 10 is what they're looking for. Top 10 is really what they need, and they're going to have a fight right here. A lot of Bangalores.
Just to note there, FaZe was eliminated on that fight in Jurassic Park, and I think only had about 3 points, so they're going to be out for the day. They're not going to be too happy about that. Pretty surprising, too, considering the roster.
I know, I am surprised. We've lost a lot of teams early in this last game. We've lost Bots, Phased, Slept On, Sentinels, Rack, Stormtroopers, and ESA. 13 squads remain. HEC had a bit of a reset, and they are now where are they going to go? LG is looking at them. LG is on high ground, as well as another team right down the area. So HEC in a bit of a pickle, as there's just nowhere safe they can rotate in. They keep going back and forth here. They're in 11th place, Andrew. They need to stay alive.
They're doing their best. They're doing their best. Hopefully they don't run out of heals there as they rotate back around. And yeah, a lot of teams still trying to rotate in. Only 13 squads up, so rotating in shouldn't be too difficult at this point. Few squads less than normal here as the teams are fighting early, trying to get KP, trying to get big games. We had 10 teams that needed pretty big games potentially to qualify today. So yeah, a lot of early fights here, thinning the squads down to 13 on zone 2.
Okay, another team trying to get in. I don't know if HEC made it in yet. No, they're still taking zone damage. LG being super aggressive. Again, LG has a lot to gain as well from this game. Getting shot in the back also, but they want this team out. They want HEC out. They have high ground, and they're going to opt to take zone damage and just push up and try to clean up this fight. Getting the scans. Hill is knocked, and HEC out. HEC out. Going ahead, looking at the duo of tripods now having to fight face-to-face against NRO.
NRO, a pretty solid squad here. 3v2 should not be an issue for them against tripods. And that is Deeds on the scan, going to get beamed down here. And tripods eliminated. They are qualified and safe and did really well on points today. So they're going to be a little annoyed at the last 2 games, but overall they did great today.
They did great. They got a nice dub tonight. Like I said, second overall as of right now. Might drop a little bit, but they will definitely still be in a top 10 spot. CLG, talk about being in a good spot. Now, they do have to move a little bit for next zone. And Andrew, I'm shocked that those 2 buildings across the way are open. OXG is about to probably make a down payment on one of those homes as they move in there. I like Furia's position. Furia knows that those buildings are open, and they're just opting to hold the back edge of zone, and there's no one that can even rotate around behind them. And that's why I think Furia is so fun to watch. Like, they've just put themselves in such an aggressive position. As long as they don't overextend, this could be a big game for them.
Yeah, we saw earlier, Furia had one of the buildings perfectly dead center in zone already occupied, but they opted to leave and go out towards the edge. I think they've seen so many times what happens. A lot of teams just end up dogpiling onto those buildings, and they can be really hard to hold, especially if Furia is not running a defensive comp. Maybe if they had Caustic, Watson, that type of thing. But they're running more of an aggressive fighting comp, so they did move and opt out of the building. So interesting play from them.
Yep. Okay, so CLG so far, I think, has the most points this game. They have quite a few kills, and that's just because the zone is pulling right to them. A little bit of RNG with that zone. OXG did end up going down, I see in the kill feed. But so far, this is a big game for CLG and Luminosity and NRO. Both teams sitting with 6, 10, and 11 points just this game.
This looked like Furia ended up picking a fight with LG. LG was trying to rotate around and still is trying to make it up the hill.
Oh no, I do not want these 2 teams to fight. Furia on high ground, Luminosity Gaming on low ground here. This is not a fight that I want to watch, but Yanya and Valk might have the ult available. I'm not sure if they have it. You know, the only thing that really could help LG win this fight would be a third party sending on Furia up there.
I don't know if they're going to try to pull a Valk ult at some point. This is round 3 closing. They still have time to go around the backside.
Once this zone closes, though, if they're going to stay there, they have such a little sliver that Furia is 100% going to punish this little sliver. And just, I could see them Horizon ult and grenade spam them out. Taking 2 of them with that Arc Star, getting the scan, and I think 2 want to leave. I think they want to leave on this.
Furia is a little confused here. LG would be in a huge deficit fighting on the low ground, and it does look like LG is going to take this fight instead of going around. So Furia definitely has the advantage with the height and the rocks and the zone pulling up behind LG right now. So the Bangalore bombs going down, getting a crack and a stun here. But once that goes away, I think Furia's going to have a pretty nice advantage in this fight.
Yeah, this is not looking good, as LG did lose a player already, and they're going to just walk up together here and push. Most likely clean this up, but do not count LG out. I've seen some crazy plays out of them. Getting the crack. Oh, his Watson, it will end up going down. Pander's still alive. Zera dead as well. Could this backfire? And I think it was it a third party?
Third party.
It was. That was the only thing that I said would possibly help them win that fight, but you know what? The third party just didn't stop with Furia. They ended up cleaning up the whole thing as well. 100 Thieves. Is that 100 Thieves still letting out some aggression from the game earlier where LG and Furia were both shooting them? I know, that is some redemption for 100 Thieves.
A really good fight there. 100 Thieves getting the perfect third party in, and it does look like first attempt fighting on the backside of zone now. Not quite safe, and probably starting to make a move towards zone, opting to not take this fight. Does look like Sorcerer might have DC'd there.
Oh no. Yeah, he's dead. He is dead. No attempt to even like put up a knockdown shield or anything. That might have been what happened. Karasuno walking up as well. And are they going to try to do an ult on the side?
Yeah, they're looking for height as high as possible, and then they're probably going to rip a Valk ult and try to land. There's several corners and edges that you can play in this next zone, and only 6 squads up. Very, very thin amount of teams right now, so this should play just fine for them. They're making sure they don't get canceled. If their Valk ult gets canceled, then they're going to be in huge trouble.
Yeah, there's really not enough time. CLG, triple red shields, holding one of the best spots. Again, this is their landing ground. This is where they land. Nano with the RE45 doing some work, showing some restraint and not dropping. And there we go. Oh, no, no. No, he is walking right back up. Going to take that zip back up. Couple wingman shots there. Just said, nope. Absolutely not. And the fact that that Mamba might end up going down here, and he does. He does go down there. The Newcastle tactical kind of screwing him over that it didn't flow and follow with the terrain. You know, it was basically a wall that was floating in the air as it was moving. It did not stay flush with the ground. As CLG went from the best spot to now a duo.
That was not the best play. A little overly aggressive there, dropping a low ground. Potentially just going to get some KP, but at the end of the day, probably regretting the decision to drop down. 100 Thieves in a great spot. They do have to move about 20 yards up. They can play the wall in front of them. You see there's about a 5-yard space where they're going to be playing that wall. And this zone is similar to that of LGS Raleigh that we saw, and we had Dark Zero in this exact spot, and they ended up winning the game. So maybe a good spot for 100 Thieves. We'll have to see.
All right. And CLG now down to just a solo, trying to get the res here, but they already have a ton of kills. So this is a big point game for them. NRO also down to a solo, going to swing here and clean up a fight that they just started. First attempt out, getting Naughty back up. $100 Thieves with the split, holding the entire side of zone. Could this be the dub for 100 Thieves?
E8 in a really good spot. They have the main building that's fully in zone, and they also have they don't have any defensive characters, so they certainly could get pushed. They have this is the comp we were talking about earlier, the really strong meta comp. They have charge rifles. They only have 6 bullets left in it, so yeah, 5 squads up, trying to figure out what the play is. CLG is pushing them is shooting at them from the roof. We do have the swing from Mercy on the outside. I have to be careful here. They're looking for some kills. We have 2 duos coming in from the low ground here. It is CLG that's going to be getting shot in the back from NRO. Might be going out right here. CLG eliminated.
All right, taking the kill lead spot overall, the duo of NRO. 4 squads left. We have NRO, Karasuno, E8, and 100 Thieves battling it out for this final fight on the night.
NRO, as a duo, wants to just poke and try to see if they can get good positioning here. They are getting shot on top of the head now from Team Kara. Kara's fully set up with Watson in the top, and they do have the zone pulling directly next to their building. So all of a sudden, that 100 Thieves position on the backside that I was talking about, not so strong, as they are trying to push up and get underneath potentially of Kara and play under. Yeah, they've got pretty nice spot here with the Watson Jin and wall setup. So yeah, Kara and 100 Thieves in a really good spot.
I think 100 Thieves might be in a better spot, Andrew. Like it
Look, the zone is pulling a little differently when we're on this. You see that?
yeah.
Looked like it was pulling more towards Kara, and now it's pulling right to 100 Thieves. So
Yeah.
saw them in a really good spot earlier, getting killed by Horizon, but they do have the Watson Jin down, and they are all hugging it. So
All right, the duo was eliminated. We are down to the final 3 teams here. 100 Thieves, Elevate, and Karasuno. Final 3 squads in the last game on tonight's qualifier. Ooh, oh, E8 said, you guys talking about good spots? Look at us as they grab the roof. Now, they can't stay there for too long, but that is an aggressive spot, and it might force 100 Thieves to have to fight Kara a little bit sooner.
100 Thieves might be getting the best into this here as they are getting pushed from low ground a little bit.
They do not want that team to walk right up on them, and taking a couple wingman shots right to the face. Scurry will be eliminated from the fight. Have to back up, hit a bat before he's able to show face again. This is quite a standoff. Neither team is sending each other yet.
And nobody wants to be the first team to fight here with 3 squads up. That is the absolute worst thing you can do is try to send somebody right now. There's no way you'd win with that. Everyone just biding their time.
E8 might be the last team to fight, though. The other 2 teams are going to have to fight each other a little bit sooner, I think. I don't know. This fight could go any way.
Zone is pulling directly towards E8. And here comes the Horizon, the grenades.
Oh.
100 Thieves going to be so dead now that they're getting shot. And that other team might pull up behind them as well. So E8 looking super strong here on the roof.
E8 indeed looking strong, but they do have to drop down. Horizon Tack yeeting 100 Thieves in the air, shooting him with the RE45. What a great play out of Elevate. What a great play indeed. We do still have 3 teams up somehow. I don't know how this is possible and how any player on 100 Thieves was alive, but Elevate end up losing right there. Karasuno taking the dub overall. What a Horizon queue, though, taking all 3 of them out from cover on the wall. In a crazy Game 6 in tonight's qualifiers.
Yeah, 100 Thieves got boosted up in the air, ended up turning and looking directly back at ESA. Or was that E8 or ESA?
Oh, it was E8 Elevate. That was a really funny fight to watch.
And Karasuno got to all hug the wall and stay on low ground, so nobody was focusing them. They got to climb up right as the fight was breaking out, and they got to clean that up. So really, really cool play there at the end.
I love when you can use a Horizon lift to lift an enemy team. I think that is one of the best uses of it. It's almost the equivalent of a Wraith Kidnap portal, but so much easier. And I'm surprised more Horizon mains don't lift people. Lift your enemies in front of you out from cover. I love that. Oh, this was the Furia Luminosity fight that 100 Thieves just cleaned up. Andrew, I don't know who qualified. I can't wait to see these scores.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a little mix up there. And here's that final play. It's really cool. Getting boosted. It was all fun and games, but it does look... You see Kara climb up right there, shooting at them as well as the remainder of 100 Thieves. Yeah. And Kara just swung on them. They were all trying to hit batteries, trying to heal up, and they never could.
Yeah.
I think in that situation, they just need to fight, trying to all heal there on the corner. You know,
yeah,
obviously didn't work too well.
That was a spicy last game. We saw so many different teams dominate tonight, and I love that. I love that it wasn't just one team that would just, completely stole the show. We had lots of different winners tonight, and there's an odd thing happening where the winner of one game would get out in 20th the next game. But let's go ahead and just cut to the chase, look at the total leaderboard and the teams that you guys are going to see compete later this week in the $5,000 finals. Esports Arena, congratulations. CLG, Karasuno, Tripods, 100 Thieves, Elevate, NRO, Oxygen Esports, Furia, and Sentinels squeezing in to the top 10. Unfortunately, that is going to be a GG and good night. We will not see bots, HEC, FaZe, Stormtroopers, Luminosity, Smiley, MPS, First Attempt, Slept On, or Rack Attack later this week. But we will see them next time in week 5 qualifiers, which will continue in the new year.
Yeah, there's some teams in the bottom 10 there that I'm surprised with. I mean, we saw LG in so many fights. I would have expected them to have more points just based off they were making it pretty far. And it just shows that, yeah, if you're not making it into that top 3-4 placement with a couple kills, you just do not accumulate enough points.
It's crazy. These were some high points overall. I mean, bots ended up winning a game tonight and still not qualifying. Stormtroopers ended up winning a game tonight and not qualifying. Like, that's so crazy to see.
That was really nice. Really good play there. And I would say one team to note today that was playing really well up to the last 2 games, Tripods, put on a pretty good performance today as well. So happy to see them doing well. And I know they've been practicing a ton. So really good performance out of them.
Yeah, Tech, that's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking that the Sentinel Duplex also, big brain plays. Can we get some hype in chat, please, for Sentinel Duplex?
A brand new player in the lobby today, Duplex on Sentinel. So really good performance out of them too.
Guys, we're His and Hers Live. We stream every single night. We love this game so damn much. We play Apex every single night. It's an honor to be your casters for this evening. If you want to continue to talk about the tournament, we're going to go live in a little bit here on our channel. But Hyperlux, thank you guys. We love working these events. It's been so cool to be involved with them. It's been awesome. So we have a lot of stuff that we're working on as well, you guys. So thank you to all the players. Congratulations. Thank you to Oversight for putting on a great show as well. All of the spectators, all of the producers on the back end. It's really cool. This is now our 3rd or 4th week that Andrew and I, and this is the first time, Andrew and I are used to trying to juggle a bunch of stuff. And as a caster and only casting, it allows us to focus on the gameplay. And it's just a different side that's been really cool to learn this side of the esports world.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys showing up, and chat was great today. Thank you guys for all the questions. And no, if you guys want to see the final this week, it'll be on Friday. Make sure to tune back into the Hyperlux GG channel.
7.
Edge that.
Yep, it's 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday. It'll be live here on this channel.
Yeah, and that's going to be all 6 games signed, sealed, delivered here. So we have 10 great teams qualifying. It'll be up against a pretty stacked lobby on Friday. It's not going to play as easily. And yeah, we're going to have to all tune back in and check that out. But other than that, guys, appreciate you all very much. And have a fantastic evening if we don't see you guys. Peace out.
Five, four, three, two, one.